And welcome in everybody here to Homer Bryce Stadium, where tonight the Lumberjacks of Stephen F. Austin State University close out their open-up conference play against the Cowboys of McNeese State. I'm Rob Myers, joined by Hunter Taylor. Southland Conference action opens up for both these teams here as the Cowboys come in at 1-3, Lumberjacks at 2-2. They're coming off 2 straight wins here at home, hoping to close out this 3-game streak against the Cowboys of McNeese State. These teams have met over 30 times in the past. Cowboys have won 6 of the last 10. This one could come down to the final possession of the ball game. It did a year ago in Lake Charles. But who has the ability to run the football here tonight, I think will have a big upper hand in this one.
That's how all these games have been the last, 5-6 years, is who can run the ball and who can stop the run. Defense going to be a premium here tonight. Terrell
Wembley for the Lumberjacks, coming off a big game last week against Cal Poly. He'll be a big key here tonight for the Lumberjacks and their ability to run the football. Javante Citizen for the Cowboys of McNeese State. We'll see a host of tailbacks for the Cowboys, and we'll find out who can get it done for them here tonight. But the ability to run the football will be huge, and the ability to be dual-dimensional, I think, will be huge on the offensive side.
Yeah, it's not too often in 2025 that you hear that the quarterback may not be the most important player on offense, but for these two teams tonight, especially, the running backs are going to be the key.
Then on the defensive side of the ball, the ability to stop the run. For the Lumberjacks, you got a middle linebacker, Jaden Southern, who has anchored that defense for the Cowboys and McNeese State. Their leading tackler is their safety. The ability to play downhill, stop the run. We'll find out who gets it done here tonight.
Yeah, Southern hurt a couple weeks ago, but last week against Cal Poly had a great game. So expect the same from him. And then on the other side, the safety, leading tackler as a safety is not common, but if you've got an athletic guy in the backfield that can do that, all power to you.
Cowboys won the opening toss, and rather than defer their option, they said we want the football, so they will get things here to start things tonight. So the Cowboys will get the football to start things this evening. Jake Strong is their quarterback, a sophomore transfer from Texas Tech, and he will take the field after this kick sails into the end zone for the touchback for the Lumberjacks, as Jacob Hand with another kick into the end zone for the touchback. So the Cowboys will start things out 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Jake Strong again, 6'2", 215-pounder. He's completing about 56% of his passes. He's rushed it 71 yards on 27 carries and a couple of touchdowns. We'll see who the starter is at tailback with him in the backfield. I suspect it'll be Javante Citizen. Matt Viator said yesterday, though, that we will see a ton of tailbacks back there. And it is Citizen behind Strong here as the Cowboys open up. 1st and 10. Cowboys from their own 25-yard line out of the gun here for Strong. And Citizen up the middle is stopped at the line of scrimmage and pushed back as the Jacks hold their ground right there. Xavier Potts a big part of that. And Citizen on his first carry gets a yard at 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, and Southern right on cue right there with an assisted tackle along with Malachi Williams. Those interior linebackers for SFA defense is going to be tested all night.
No Ed Bobineau again for the Lumberjacks, still battling an injury. He could be would have been a big part of this tonight, playing that defensive tackle spot. 2nd down and 9 here. Strong to pass, looks over the middle, caught, and breaking it outside, trying to get upfield. Can't get around Southern, though, who rides him out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. And the Cowboys will look at their first 3rd down of the evening, 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, just a simple stick concept over there to the boundary. Way to read it out by Strong. Finds the man for a big gain and makes it 3rd manageable for McNeese.
Josh Jackson with his first catch of the night, his 13th on the year, averaging almost 15 yards a catch. That one gets him about 5. 3rd down and 4 here as the Lumberjack defensive unit tries to get off the field for the first time tonight. 7 on the line of scrimmage as they play it tight here on 3rd and 4. Strong to pass. On the out, and that one, good coverage, broken up, incomplete, and the Lumberjacks look to have forced a punt here on the first series of the evening. Remember, the Cowboys took the football here. They wanted the football, wanted to get off to a quick start perhaps offensively. They go 3 and out, and the Lumberjacks will send back Bugs Mortimer, who returns to the lineup after missing a week ago. Mortimer back deep to receive this punt here for the Lumberjacks.
Mortimer had a big return in their season opener against Houston, and then again later in the year against Sol Ross, he had a big one for a touchdown. So he's electric when he gets the ball in his hands.
4th down and 5, play clock at 10. Cowboys a little late, and they have movement out here on the wing. One of the gunners jumped early. And instead of 4th and about 4, they'll look at 4th and 9.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
The Lumberjacks hope to get good field position out of this. As on to punt here is Fabrizio Pinton out of the Woodlands, a transfer from Illinois. He's averaging about 41 yards per kick. And Mortimer back deep for the Lumberjacks. Bugs averaging just over 15 yards per punt return. His kick high, floating, and a fair catch called for and made, giving ground near the 25-yard line. We'll see where they spot it, but the Lumberjacks take over for their first time tonight. No score here. First possession of the first quarter is Sam Vidlak. Senior transfer from Applegate, Oregon. He's completing about 63% of his passes, almost 700 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the year. Been sacked 6 times here in the first 4 ball games. Sam starts things out here for the Lumberjacks. Jarrell Wembley, number 10, the tailback in the backfield with him, 5'11 junior out of Houston C.E. King High School. Leads the Lumberjacks with 206 yards on the ground through 4 games. He's also averaging about 7.5 yards a carry. So both these tailbacks have huge averages. In fact, a citizen for the Cowboys leading the conference in yards per carry. As the Jacks spread things out on 1st and 10, McNeese will rush 4 with Vidlak late over the middle, broken up by the linebacker underneath as he was trying to go to Kylan Harris, but good coverage there for the McNeese linebacker.
Yeah, that was Javon Davis, the senior out of Louisiana, and he did a great job of just staying in man coverage. It's a long time to be chasing that slot receiver.
Empty backfield here now for the Lumberjacks. Vidlak again looks right, wanted the lay over the middle, instead rolls out, now has a man breaking free down the sideline, caught. Tiptoeing and out of bounds will go the Lumberjacks. They're going to mark it out of bounds at the Cowboy 41-yard line. Maybe they back it up now around the 42 or 43. But Clayton Whalen with the catch and run. But they're going to bring this back, a flag back in the backfield.
Holding, number 55, offense. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's the center, Eric Gray. He anchors that offensive front right now. Junior transfer from Texas Tech, Giovanni Allegria. And Jason Crowder, the guards. Jacks trying to get some offensive linemen healthy and back in the lineup. Gray at center. Jake Henry trying to get back in there, and we'll check and see if he is in there. I believe he is in there at left guard now for the Lumberjacks. Here's Vidlak after the penalty. Again, underneath. Good coverage downfield, and he checks it down and comes underneath. That's caught by Blaine Green, but ridden out of bounds for a short gain up to about the 17-yard line. And now the Jacks look at 3rd and long. 3rd and 19 now for SFA.
Yeah, and just hoping to bust something big there on the drag route. It's 3rd and long, 2nd and long. You don't have a lot in your arsenal to call.
They stack 2 receivers top of your screen. Cowboys rushing 5, picked up. On a deep slant, Whalen trying to make a catch as it bounces off his hands. Can't haul it in. Would have had the first down as he just goes on the post 20 yards downfield. And that one off his fingertips, incomplete as we look at it here. A little bit behind him. Almost comes up with it anyway. So the Lumberjacks, after getting a big one negated due to penalty, will send out their Australian punter. As Zobin will kick it away here. 6'4" freshman from Melbourne, Australia. High spiraling punt. Fair catch made at the 38-yard line. So these teams exchange 3 and outs here to get things started here tonight. No score, first quarter. Homer Bryce Stadium, Southland Conference opener. This is Southland Conference football on ESPN+. Cowboys take over for the 2nd time tonight. No score here in Nacogdoches. Southland Conference opener here as the Cowboys go to work. Jake Strong, the quarterback, with a tailback to his left as the SFA defense tries to get a stop here against McNeese, taking over with good field position at their own 39-yard line. Little flip on a speed sweep going left. Lumberjacks do a great job of stringing it out, and there's another tackle for a loss for this SFA defense, and they're among the tops in the country in tackles in the backfield.
That was Malachi Williams, had a big pick 6 last week for this Stephen F. Austin defense, and then assisted tackle earlier, and then right here you can see him just beat the receiver to the edge. A great job, great instinctive play.
And while he didn't make the play, Aaron Austin from that defensive end spot, he just helped string it out, allowing Williams to get there and make the tackle for a loss for 5 yards, and it's 2nd down and 15. Strong to pass, rolls right, looks, And that one, I think, tipped and falls incomplete. And the Cowboys looking at a 3-and-out here, or looking at 3rd and 15, trying to avoid a 3-and-out. McNeese on third downs coming in. They were completing about 42% of their third down tries here in their first 4 ball games. They're 0 for 1 on their first possession. Now looking at 3rd and 15. Tough down and distance here. They get the Lumberjacks though to jump. Flags fly, free play. Strong lets it fly up the sideline, and that one a bit underthrown, trying to come back shoulder and incomplete. But again, he got a free play on it as SFA moved from that right defensive end spot. Defensively, Lumberjacks allowing opponents to convert on about 35% of their third down attempts.
Offside, number 49, defense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Tim Muhammad, the guilty Lumberjack there as they jump, and the Cowboys now will look at 3rd down and 10.
And as a redshirt sophomore, you've played enough snaps to know that that's what they're going to try to do, get a free play out of you.
So 3rd and 10 now for McNeese. Strong flips his tail back over to his right hand now as he looks things over, looking, now hit, and will go down back at the 30-yard line as there was just nobody open. And he held it at extra count, and that allowed the Lumberjacks to get back there and make the sack. I think that was Kai Thomas.
Yeah, kind of did a little loop up front with the defensive tackle and defensive end, and Kai comes around the edge, beats his man, and it's off to the races to the sack.
Got lucky there. His arm up around the neck did not hit his head and just avoided what could have been a roughing the passer call. Instead, it'll go as a sack and a loss of 8. And in 4th and long, and the Cowboys on to punt again. Had a great punt the first time. A fair catch was made. And another tremendous kick. Warner calls fair catch and will make it at the 25-yard line. So again, we talked about in the open, who can run the football here. So far, nobody has been able to get much going. Jacks had their only big play of the night offensively called back because of a holding penalty. And McNeese right now they've had the 1 running attempt for no gain.
And Stephen F. Austin has had 0 running attempts. And both teams, we came into it thinking they're going to run. That's their MO. And then here both teams act like they kind of want to air it out. I think both recognize the strengths of the opposing defense's lines and said, okay, well, maybe throwing it is what opens up the run game for us later on.
1st and 10 Lumberjacks from their own 25-yard line. About 4 minutes into this one. No score here in Nacogdoches tonight. One other conference game on the schedule tonight. Everybody else closing out non-conference play around the league. The Jacks on 1st down will run it with Wembley, picking his way around the right side. Gets it upfield for about 3.5. Cowboys end up making the play over there as Wellen Williams in on the stop for the Cowboys. Gain of about 3. 2nd down and 7 now for the Lumberjacks, who work quickly. Toss it, trying to get to the edge with Wembley. Hit at about the 29, but keeps moving it forward, and he'll get it all the way out to the 32-yard line, about 3 yards after the contact there. Wembley sets them up 3rd and manageable now. 3rd down and 3 for SFA at their own 32-yard line.
And that second effort out of Wembley is what gets them in this 3rd and short. Offensive play callers love this down and distance because you've got so much at your disposal. You can run it. Of course, you've got all the RPOs of today, and now you even see here with a little trick play, Vidlac is out here at the hash.
Wembley, a direct snap, kind of faked it, stiff arm, gets upfield, and will have the 1st down. That stiff arm got him the 1st down yardage here. Wembley on a direct snap takes it around right tackle, 1st and 10 Lumberjacks. As he'll pick up 5 yards. So Jarrell Wembley that time. Jacks a bit thin. They move some people around. They move the tight end back to tailback, move the linebacker back to tailback just for some depth. We may see Jordan Neighbors up back in the backfield as well, as they have lost some running backs due to injuries here through the first 4 weeks. Tight end in motion into a wing left. Lumberjacks will run behind that strength, but there wasn't anywhere to go that time as Jake Henry got pushed back by the inside part of that McNeese defensive line. And Wembley's going to be stacked up and dropped for a loss back to the 34-yard line, a loss of about 3, second down and 13.
That was Keenan Landry, the senior on that defensive line, just a big, strong guy. Like you say, just stones that offensive tackle and got nowhere to go. Wembley kind of trying to push him a little bit, but really can't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Little blitz comes. Vidlac stands his ground, puts it up downfield, trying to go to Neighbors, who stumbled. It was going down as the ball got there, trying to make an adjustment. Couldn't come up with the catch, as that was intended for Blaine Green. And it's incomplete. 3rd and 13 now for the Lumberjacks.
And a well-thrown ball. If Green doesn't slip right there, he's going to be able to make a play on that. Back shoulder throws are big in this league. You can get those defensive backs on an island, either make the throw or get a PI. It's a 50-50 shot, really.
Cowboys with 5 right there on the line of scrimmage. They bring 4 of them. Delay, now the linebacker comes. Deep slant, a little late behind Mortimer, and incomplete. He had a step inside the coverage there, but again, the ball just off the mark. Goes incomplete, and on 4th and about 13 now, the Lumberjacks will punt back to the Cowboys.
And remember, Vidlac was having a career of the year last year before he got hurt. This year, a little bit slower start after the injury, but we saw some bright spots in that Sol Ross game and then last week against Cal Poly. He got a couple of them behind here tonight so far. Can he find his rhythm here early and start completing some of these?
So the punters have been as active as anybody here through the first 2 possessions. Each team with 2 punts. As Pozobin again, a great kick and no fair catch called for, I guess. And there what must have been, because he's run into, as the catch is made back at the 19-yard line. Must have been early. As I looked down, did not see him waving the hand, but Lumberjacks with the penalty flag as the catch was made at the 19-yard line. As we'll look and see again. Again, punt returner not in the picture, and that could even be possibly targeting, as that hit was a little high. And we'll wait and see what they call. Matthew McAllister was back there to return that kick.
There is no foul in the play. First down, McNeese.
So they pick it up. So the Cowboys take over inside their own 20-yard line. We got another timeout on the field. 8:54 to go. First quarter, no score.
The previous play is under further review.
So during that timeout, the review continues on this call right here, and it continues as we speak. And it threw a penalty flag initially, then the officials got together and they talked, as we're going to wait for the referee's announcement here after this review for potential targeting. Matt Beck is the official. We did not hear his explanation.
I think it's Darian Hargrove, the defensive back, that's potentially going to get a targeting call again.
Yeah, they didn't move the ball, so they're going to say there was no targeting there. It was slight helmet to helmet, but it was obviously wasn't the crown of the helmet, and it wasn't an upward blow. He did not launch, so didn't meet the criteria of targeting. It's 1st and 10 Cowboys at their own 19-yard line. No score. First quarter here in Nacogdoches. Southland Conference opener. Strong at quarterback. Now he'll empty the backfield. Quick on the right side, caught out beyond the 20 and then wrestled out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. Great coverage over there. Charles Dimmings for the Lumberjacks. As the Cowboys, I think, just trying to establish a little something offensively. That's Logan Malden with the catch for McNeese. Second down and about 8 now for McNeese. They're just trying to get above water offensively here. They've got negative yardage here through their first 2 possessions. As they spread things out now. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 up top. And they'll run it inside the big stick coming downhill from the secondary there for the Lumberjacks. Southern in the middle of it for the Lumberjacks. Malachi Williams, Alafipo all in on that one. A gain of about 1. 3rd down and 7 now.
Yeah, we talked about McNeese, Javante Citizen is kind of their feature back, but we're going to see a bunch of them tonight. Jalen Thompson there on that carry. He's staying in on this 3rd down. I think we're probably going to see 3 or 4 different backs out of this McNeese State offense.
So Strong looks things over. Lumberjacks all standing up, line of scrimmage. Now they get down and get ready. Strong wants to pass, screen it, and they get them with the blitz again, and off to the races. Here goes the Cowboys at the 40, breaking it outside. Penalty flag flies. Jacks save a touchdown with an open field tackle at the 28-yard line. But again, they were bringing the blitz. Cowboys caught them with the screen, and just like Cal Poly last week, they got them with a tunnel screen. Cowboys almost break a big one here.
They're going to get a block in the back at the end, so
Holding,
some of it will
number
come
21,
back.
offense, 10-yard penalty, results in a first down.
And you can see it right there as they went by. Malden was with a guilty party with the hold. That occurred at about the Lumberjack 45-yard line. They'll take it back beyond midfield now. So the Cowboys pick up their first down of the night as we reach the midpoint of the first quarter. No score, but the Cowboys with a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 now at their own 46-yard line. 4-man front for the Lumberjacks. Strong takes the snap, gives it to Citizen, but there the Lumberjacks are defensively. Great penetration and move. Elijah Fields the first to make contact, and another tackle for loss for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, and just unblocked. I couldn't tell if it was a miscommunication on that offensive line or what, but I mean, he was just untouched. Makes a great play in the backfield.
Cowboys are experienced up front. They do have a freshman center. Sophomore guard, senior left guard. And junior tackles up there. So 2nd down and about 11. Little quick slant broken up and incomplete. Good position again there by the Lumberjacks secondary. Helping break that up for the Lumberjacks from his corner spot over there.
Yeah, that's
Mayo.
Yeah, that's Mayo. He's a great corner. Charles Demings is a guy that a lot of NFL scouts have been asking about, but Mayo has also shown himself to be a great corner so far this year.
So 3rd down and long now, 3rd and 12 for McNeese. Near midfield. Strong, quick, out, batted into the air, and almost picked off. As the Lumberjacks got penetration again from the defensive end spot. Aaron Austin tipped it in the air, almost comes up with it. It goes incomplete. 4th and 12 down. The Cowboys once again on the punt.
And you can see right here, he just gets his hands up, and then he gets his eyes up, finds the ball, and he's just so close to making that catch and making a totally unassisted interception. But either way, force a punt, get another crack at it on offense.
We thought we'd see some offense in this one. Cowboys averaging over 400 a game through their first 4, 2 of them against FBS opponents, but not much offense here in the early going. Another end-over-end kick this time. Mortimer waits, bobbles it, dives on it back inside the 10-yard line. And the Lumberjacks will take over, avoiding catastrophe there as Mortimer falls on the muff punt. Back at the 8-yard line, and the Lumberjacks will go to work 1st and 10 from their own 8-yard line, their deepest starting field position of the night.
And the Lumberjacks' only first down came on a couple of Wembley carries. We'll see if they want to get him back into the fold and try running this ball again, or if they want to go back and open up that pass game again.
So SFA again, no score, 6:30 to go first quarter here. McNeese defensively giving up 224 yards a game on the ground. 404 yards a game total coming into this one tonight. And the Jacks kind of stuck in neutral right here to get this one started the first 6 minutes, 7 minutes of this one. They'll run it left tackle this time. Outside, out over the 10, out to about the 11. Will go the Lumberjacks. Cowboys bottle it up. They get help from the corner and the linebackers.
That one was Neighbors. He's normally a receiver. We talked about them moving him into the backfield. They've got some injuries, so depth is a problem at running back. They've got Neighbors in there right now. That was his carry. It looks like he's going to get another one here.
A little unbalanced line. They move a tackle, extra tackle on the left side. They try it again this time. Neighbors trying to get to the edge. Can't get outside as the Cowboys, again, he had one man to beat over there. Neighbors wrestled down at the 11 for no gain. And it's going to be 3rd and about 6 here for SFA. As again, Chimdi Wiwu that time flips over. Is basically an unbalanced look. They put a tight end basically as a tackle on the right side and then overload that left side, but couldn't get the edge that time. 3rd down and 7. Now they'll empty the backfield. Vidlac to pass, 4-man rush. Time, deep shot up the sideline. Kylan Harris, the intended target, well covered over there as he had safety help over the top. And that one, Sam wisely throws it where if Harris isn't going to get it, nobody is. Nobody did, and it brings up a punt from your own goal line.
Not only safety help over the top, but Josh Jackson, the freshman out of New Orleans, just was stride for stride with the receiver. There was really nowhere Bidlack could have put the ball where there was going to be a completion.
So 4th down and 7 now. Ball at the Lumberjack 11-yard line. Pazovin standing in his end zone here. Cowboys should get this one in good field position. McAllister waits back near midfield. No pressure. Kick away, high, floating kick. Fair catch called for, made at the 43-yard line. So McNeese, after punting it from almost the same spot on the field a few moments ago.
Immediate timeout on the field.
Will take over at their own 43. 5:19 to go. First quarter, no score, timeout. Back with more after this on ESPN+. First quarter action here in Nacogdoches. Cowboys of McNeese State. You're looking at head coach Matt Viator, who returns his second stint as the head man in Lake Charles. All-time most wins as a McNeese head football coach, past Bobby Kiesler with their win to open the year back on August 30th. Talked to Matt Viator yesterday and asked about our old buddy Chris Truax, who's a head coach down in the Lake Charles area in the high school ranks. More on him in a minute. Another run inside Cowboys, and not much there, but Viator again, all-time most wins in McNeese history. 98 career wins, 79 of them coming up as the head coach of the Cowboys. 79 wins in 9 seasons in 4 weeks. Pretty good average.
Very good average.
2nd down and 10 here. As he said yesterday, just trying to get it back to playing McNeese-style football. He said it hadn't happened quick enough, but we'll get there. 2nd down and 10. Strong gets the snap, 4-man rush. Open man downfield, and the catch, sliding catch made at the 41-yard line, and the hit as the catch was made. Good for a Cowboy first down and a gain of about 16.
Yeah, and a late flag comes in. I don't know if they're going to look at this as a late hit or maybe targeting it. It didn't look like head-to-head to me, but they're having a discussion here. We'll see what they say.
Cowboy again was sliding down the receiver, and I did not see his number there from the angle that we're sitting at, but he was sliding down, and so the officials talking it over right now to determine whether or not they're going to pick this one up or look at it again, and we'll see it again. Ball was well thrown, but again, you can see him sliding down, and that's tough there to say that, you know, he shouldn't.
There is no foul on the play.
So for the second time tonight, they pick up a penalty flag, so no late hit on this one, as it was shoulder to, it looked like shoulder to shoulder there at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 Cowboys at the SFA 41. That was Makai Paris with that catch there for McNeese. 1st and 10 Cowboys. Little quarterback run here on the delay, trying to get away, can't quite get out of the arm tackle there. Now once again, Malachi Williams, the transfer from Colin College out of Mississippi, and he has made a huge impact here this season so far for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, Southern has got a lot of credit, rightfully so, the captain of this defense, a returning starter. But Malachi Williams has been a very bright spot for this defense the first 4 games of the season. Probably maybe the most valuable so far, given that Southern was out a game with injury.
Gain of about 3 on that one there for McNeese. 2nd down and 7. Strong again, quick on the out, caught, falling down at the 34-yard line. Gain of about 4. And the Cowboys look at 3rd down and 3. Just a quick hitch out there on the edge, as that was Trey Eccles, senior out of Shawnee Mission, Kansas, a transfer from Kent State, with his first catch of the night. And it's 3rd down and 3 here for McNeese, looking for back-to-back first downs here on this possession. Their deepest penetration into SFA territory as they look at 3rd and 3. Empty backfield. Now they'll motion back into a tailback here with Strong. Quick. Now they want to go on the fade up down the far sideline. Bobbled and incomplete. Mayo there in coverage for the Lumberjacks. Strong with a really good pass, and that one goes incomplete, and the Cowboys look at 4th and 3 now.
And just a great throw. That's the only place that Strong could have put it to give his guy a chance. Just can't bring it in, and Mayo is there to give that last final shove as the ball's being balled out of bounds.
And that was actually Devin Leopold, their backup quarterback, who was in there on that one, throwing that fade. And right now, trying to find the binoculars to see that is Strong back out there now. On fourth down, they go for it. Quick on the out, caught, first down yardage. As the Cowboys convert on 4th and 3, keep the drive alive as they're bumped out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Logan Malden again, their tight end, with the grab. 1st and 10, Cowboys, as they keep the possession going. 1st and 10 at the Lumberjack 29-yard line.
And that was Alafipo you saw jogging off kind of with a holding his shoulder and favoring it, where he's going to get some look at the training staff here.
Strong again. Lumberjacks moving around defensively. Now motion out of the wing across the backfield here for McNeese. And they will run it inside with Citizen. Hit initially by Fields, and then Thomas and the rest of the Lumberjack defensive front get there and wrap Citizen up, and they're going to drop him. Let's see where they're going to mark it. I think they're going to give him a yard on that to about the 28-yard line. They will. Gain of 1. Not much room here so far for Trevante Citizen. You see him there, transfer from Miami. 6'2", 223-pounder. 272 yards in their first 4 games. Trying to find a crease here tonight. 2nd down and 9. Strong to pass. With time, now steps up. He'll run at the 25. Hit by Williams and pushes it forward near the sticks. They'll mark him a yard short at the 20. And it will bring up 3rd down and 1. And Strong comes out again. You see him go to the sideline there. And Devin Leopold, who's listed as their 3rd quarterback, redshirt freshman out of Houston Clear Lake, did not have a pass attempt prior to that one a few moments ago on the season. He's back in there at quarterback. He is a big quarterback. 6'3", 241 pounds. Rolls right, sets, throws toward the end zone. Downfield, broken up, incomplete. Good coverage underneath that one. As that's Demings who will get credit for the pass broken up there. And it's 4th and 1. The Cowboys take the shot, throwing that. There's no doubt they got 2 down here to try to convert.
That is a long way for Demings to run in coverage from the far side of the field. That over route, just a long time to be in man-to-man coverage. Demings does a great job staying in the hip pocket, but also keeping his eyes on the ball and avoiding a pass interference call.
The Cowboys, the 2nd time, go for it on 4th down. Here's Citizen. He finds the crease, end zone, touchdown, Cowboys. Trevante Citizen from 19 yards out. Cowboys strike first, and they lead 6-0.
And just a great job by McNeese State's offensive line. They shove those guys around. They've got the crease right there. You see the guard and the tackle make that kind of combo block, and then it's green grass for Citizen to go.
So Trevante Citizen, with his first big play of the night, puts the Cowboys in front. It's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys, with the extra point, go up 7-0 now. With 53 seconds left here in the first quarter. We keep it here for this final 53 seconds in this first. As the Cowboys, on 4th down, convert twice. Some big 3rd down conversions as well. So that time, that was kind of more the way the Cowboys used to play. That's old-time McNeese football there.
And just a really balanced drive right there. You saw runs, you saw passes, you saw some play action. They got quarterbacks on the move, throwing the ball down the field. Anytime that you're showing this defense everything that you can do, it makes it so much harder for them to play. When all you're doing is running the ball inside, or all you're doing is throwing to the edges on screens, it gets real easy for defenses. So right there, as balanced as that was, SFA defense got a lot to talk about over here on the sidelines.
See Citizen for the night, 4 carries now, 20 yards, averaging 5 yards a carry. But remember now, 19 of those 20 yards came on that run right there, the one that goes for the touchdown. So 4 tries at it tonight. Those other 3 for a total of 1 yard. He has 1 for 19 and a touchdown. 7-0. Cowboys lead it. 53 seconds left here in the first quarter. And now the Lumberjacks here on this near sideline, they're trying to figure out the same thing the Cowboys just did. Put something together, string some first downs together, stay on the field, and see if you can move it down the field and put some points on the board. As this kick sails to the 1 where the fair catch is made. So the Lumberjacks fair catch it. And they'll start out at their own 25-yard line as Jordan Neighbors, I think, out there right now looking for a mouthpiece.
And the word for Stephen F. Austin's offense has to be what we just saw out of McNeese, which is balance. Can you run the ball? Can you throw the ball? Can you do a multitude of things to keep defenses guessing?
So 1st and 10 Lumberjacks at their own 14-yard line, or their own 25-yard line, rather. As they're going to send 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cowboys showing 2 safeties as they got shell coverage. They all come downhill. As Wembley trying to break tackles, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, is going to be held for a loss of about a half yard that time, as that one just never quite got going. Cowboys again with good penetration there.
Yeah, Philip Bradford was just living in the backfield right there, making it tough for Wembley to get any kind of breathing room.
2nd down. Wembley on the left side again, grabbed and spun around and down at the 30-yard line. Gets about 5, and the Jacks look at 3rd manageable. Go Wembley. Gets credited for 6 there. A loss of 1 on the first one. Gets 6 there. 3rd down and 5 as they mark him right at the 30. Vidlac directing traffic has 3 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. As he'll look to the near sideline, get the play, and that will be the end of the first quarter. So 15 minutes in the book. Cowboys lead at 7-0.
That is the end of the first quarter.
As they find the first offense of the night, 7-0. McNeese on top of the Lumberjacks. Back with the second quarter of action after this on ESPN+. Second quarter about ready to get underway. 3rd down and 5 here for the Lumberjacks. And not much going in the first quarter offensively for SFA. Just 17 yards on the ground. Vidlac 1 of 6 through the air for a yard. Cowboys 61 through the air, 24 on the ground, 85 total. And the 1 score, 7-0 lead it. Here's a huge 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Vidlac with time, deep shot up the far sideline. And beyond the grasp of Kylan Harris, a late penalty flag comes in, and the Cowboys may be guilty of a pass interference there, trying to cover Harris down this near sideline.
Yeah, it looked like their feet just got tangled up there. Sometimes you get a no call, sometimes you get a PI. Looks like he's going to get a PI on this one, but a really well thrown ball by Vidlac.
Yep. Javon Davis, the safety in coverage there on Harris, as Vidlac again puts it up, trying to go to Harris just to make something happen. And you may see he may have had a handful of jersey there late in that. That's the reason for the penalty flag. So that gives the Lumberjacks just their 2nd first down of the night. And it's 1st and 10 Lumberjacks now at the 40-yard line after the 10-yard walk-off. Vidlac turns, give it Wembley left side. Again, not much there. Cowboys do a good job stringing things out, getting help from the inside. And it'll go for a gain of about 2, 2nd down and 8. And the Jacks, well, they continue. They've continued to attempt to run the football, and so far they're not finding the crease against this McNeese defense here in the early going.
Yeah, I think the offensive line is having a hard time moving that defensive line. You may have to run the ball sideline to sideline and wear them down before you can get the inside open.
Misdirection over the middle, caught, and a big hit from the McNeese secondary. As that's Blaine Green. As that one's incomplete. Green up, and you see him there coming to the near sideline, and he's not wanting to show the Cowboys that one hurt, but that one, he's got to be feeling that one. As he's coming, ball in his hands, boom, and the hit there, and it wasn't as vicious as it could have been perhaps, but man, big hit.
That's about as hard a hit you can do in 2025 football and not get a penalty on it.
And on 3rd and long, Vidlac back to pass, and he goes down for the first Cowboy sack of the night. As Vidlac, he had just the pocket pushed back in his lap that time, had nowhere to go as he wanted to try to escape.
Timeout for an injured player offense.
And on that, I think one of the tackles just kind of got rolled up in that pile down there. And they're on to look at him here for this SFA offensive front. Now, again, they were just getting some people back healthy. And that's Rob Keller, their tackle, who was injured on that.
Yeah, and he's a senior, one of the best offensive linemen in this Stephen F. Austin roster, probably in the conference. And you see right
Media
there,
timeout on the field.
just that left leg gets rolled up.
And you heard the official media timeout. We'll take it. 14 minutes to go first half. Cowboys up 7-0. Jacks to punt when we return after this on ESPN+. 4th and 16. Lumberjacks on to punt here after the sack a moment ago. And Pazobin angling this one toward the sideline, out of bounds. As they're going to mark this out beyond the 25-yard line. Still going out near the 29 is where they're going to mark it down. So the Cowboys, after a successful drive the last time they had the footballs, they take it down the field. 57-yard drive, 10 plays, converted 2 fourth downs on that possession to keep the drive alive and put it in the end zone, and they lead right now 7-0. Javonte Citizen, Jake Strong in the backfield here for the Cowboys. 1st and 10. Tight end comes into a wing right, and Citizen up the middle. Nowhere to go as again, Jacks just great penetration up the middle of the field, and that is their middle linebacker. The guy we talked about whenever it all started, Jaden Southern, who makes another tackle for a loss back at the 28-yard line. Or they're going to give him the 29, so no gain on it. And it's 2nd down and 10.
Southern comes out of there like a rocket, but really it's a Duce that kind of opens that up for him by handling the center and the guard. Neither of them can get a hand on Southern before he's in the backfield.
Strong to pass, flush, tripped, and he'll go down back at the 25-yard line. As he got a little pressure, was trying to escape it, and then just, I think, has his feet taken out from under him. It'll go as a sack back at the 25-yard line. Cowboys trying to go tempo now. Jack's trying to get fresh bodies up front. Big 3rd down from them. 3rd and 14 now. As the Cowboys get the call from the far sideline. Aaron Austin up top on the defense for the Lumberjacks. Tim Muhammad at the bottom. Strong and Citizen in the backfield for McNeese. Strong wants to pass with time. Now steps up, grabbed, and will go down at the 26-yard line. Gets back beyond the line of scrimmage to avoid the sack, but the Lumberjacks again getting pressure with 4. And Strong unable to escape, and here's another punt for the Cowboys.
Aaron Austin got the pressure earlier that forced Strong up, and then Eli Fields takes his feet out from under him. And then right there again, it's Aaron Austin with the pressure and the sack on the big 3rd down to keep this team. You really felt like if McNeese could get something going there with the way this game's shaken out, that could have been a big drive to almost put a nail in the coffin early for Stephen F. Austin, but a big 3rd down play by Aaron Austin keeps this team another chance to tie it up.
Jack's trying to come after it. Cowboys pick them up, and Mortimer waiting back for the punt, trying to get everybody away from it as this one bounces around and will be downed by the Cowboys near the 40-yard line. So a short kick that time for McNeese. Jacks take over good field position. They take over at their own 40. So 40-yard kick, no return. And it's 1st and 10 SFA here at their own 40. Sam Vidlac again just 1 of 6 in that first quarter. And the Jacks have continued to try to mix it up and keep it on the ground, but they've just not really found any success offensively, either through the air or in the run game.
Yeah, and I think that you're going to have to do some stuff on the edges and get this defensive line for McNeese running sideline to sideline, wear them down a little bit, because right now they can't get a push inside to run the ball, and then when they try to drop back and pass, they're sitting in Vidlac's lap because they're so energized and they're getting pressure on him.
They've done a really good job. He's thrown, and what I think Harris has been, 3 targets. He had the 1 PI called that got a first down a moment ago, but really not much out of him. Sam looking that way again. Comes underneath toward Clayton Whalen, but that one underthrown and incomplete. And Keller, who was down a moment ago, he's holding his right arm, saying, I need some help. He comes out.
That one to me looked like Sam had a pocket to step up into, and he almost kind of just chose not to and threw it a little bit from his back foot.
They run it, trying to come left. Wembley hurdles a man. Now Ridden beyond midfield and down at the Cowboy 47-yard line. And Jarrell Wembley that time does it on his own, coming around right tackle, picks up 13 and a Lumberjack first down.
I think the edges are going to be the best friend of the Stephen F. Austin offense for a while.
Seth Martin came in at left tackle for Keller a moment ago. He remains out there. You see him top of the screen. Toss it to Wembley, coming to the right. Cowboys again filling every gap. Man, they are just flowing to the football there. And nowhere for Wembley to go. He gets maybe a yard. And it's second down and 9. So while they haven't had a great deal of success, Lumberjacks so far have shown no inclination to abandon the run game.
Yeah, I think it's way too early to try anything like that. Try to stay as balanced as you can and see what opens up for you.
7-0 score here. Here's Wembley again. Trying to cut it back up inside. Not a lot. Down at the 45-yard line. Another yard gain. Third down and 8 now for the Jacks. Wembley says, I need a little breather, as he'll come out. Neighbors right now in the backfield here for the Lumberjacks. The wide receiver, running back. Now Wembley will stay in on 3rd and 8.
And he looks exhausted. He's had a bunch of carries. He's really the only healthy back. They moved Neighbors in, but he's a receiver, so he's had a lot of snaps already tonight.
And give it to him, coming right, turns it up. Wembley again with the hurdle. Down near the 40-yard line. We'll pick up 4 more. And it will bring up 4th and about 3 here for the Lumberjacks. They need the McNeese 37-yard line to keep this drive alive. And I would think here you're in the kind of no man's land.
Yeah, that was a 2-down call all the way with the run at 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. Anytime you see that, that coach is telling you this is 2 downs. We're going for it on 4th down.
They overload the right side. Now Blaine Green in the backfield here, and McNeese, after looking at this, really what was a power formation for the Lumberjacks.
Timeout. McNeese, their first charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout. Correction, this will be a full media timeout.
So the official agrees with the guy in the red shirt, so we'll take a timeout. 9.5 minutes to go first half. 7-0 Cowboys in front. Back after this on ESPN+. 4th and about 3 now for the Lumberjacks. We're in Nacogdoches, Texas. Cowboys and McNeese State visiting here tonight. Southland Conference opener for both teams. Lumberjacks trying to convert a 4th down here. They'll line up the same way. Now they'll motion, flip a bunch of people around, bring Ademo into the backfield as a tight end. They're going to want to throw it. Vidlac gives ground. Now throws wide open left sideline. Blaine Green, nobody on that side of the field. He'll walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Stephen F. Austin.
Wow, just a perfect play call. Sometimes you need to pull out a gadget play like that to give your offense a shot in the arm. That's exactly what that is. Wide open touchdown, and you're back tied, ready to roll.
As we watch this replay here, you look at Green as he catches it. There is literally nobody beyond the hash mark on the left side of the field. As the Cowboys flow to that strength, the fake to the right, Green comes out the backside of it, and is the only man that side of the field. You would think he's thinking, just keep this in the air long enough for Green to get underneath it. He did. And they're an extra point away from tying this one up.
Those are undoubtedly the hardest throws to make when no one's around.
As the kick on its way and through, and we got a tie ball game. So no penalty flags on that one. So tie game, 7-7 with 9:21 left here. There is one in the end zone. I thought they're going to talk it over. Cowboys either lined up over the center. Not too many people out there.
Illegal formation on the 91 defense. That penalty's declined. The try is good.
The extra point good. So the Lumberjacks convert. They convert a 4th down. So each team now good on 4th downs here in the first half. And each has kept drives alive. And we got a 7-7 ball game. Starting to take a little shape.
Yeah, and you saw the play kind of develop. Blaine Green did a great job of selling like he's going to block, not getting too impatient, letting it play out, and then leaking out and wide open. Sam did a great job selling it, acting like he's going to give it, acting like he's kind of going to run it, and buying some space to make that throw. McNeese State defensive line had a great drive going, but the longer that drive went, they got a little more tired. Stephen F. Austin was able to start doing some things. Can McNeese State now respond offensively and do their own? Again, a balanced drive to wear down that defensive line for Stephen F. Austin and finish one in the end zone.
Jacob Hand to kick it away now for the Lumberjacks. Most of his kicks, this is our third straight game here at home with the Lumberjacks. Most of his kicks sailed into the end zone. This one a low line drive that he hooks out of bounds. So instead of starting at their own 25-yard line, Cowboys will start out at their own 35 after the free kick out of bounds.
Kick out of bounds. Kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down, McNeese.
Each team now scoring on its last possession. 7-7 ball game. 9.5 minutes or 9:21 to go here in the first half. Each team continues Southland Conference play next week. Cowboys have Southeastern Louisiana. Lumberjacks will be in San Antonio to take on Incarnate Word. So McNeese 1st and 10 at its own 35-yard line. Strong looks things over. Jack's single high safety back deep for that defense. They'll empty the backfield. Strong quarterback draw. Evades one man, can't make the second man miss, and he's spun down at the 39-yard line. Southern again there for the Lumberjacks with another tackle. As we talked about him to get things started, we knew he would be active tonight. He's lived up to all the billing.
I think Muhammad got a hand on him first. He spins out of that one. Can't spin out of the tackle from Southern. Southern just a great open field tackle.
Gain of 4 on that. 2nd down and 6 as we are under 9 minutes to go first half. Strong again. Snap coming left. They run it down from the backside this time. And Southern again. Man, Malachi Williams, Muhammad all back in on that one, but a game of about 4. And it's 3rd down and 3 now for the Cowboys. Once again, they go empty backfield. Strong snap, whistles at the snap. And I think Colby Carthel is going to get a timeout called just before the snap. The whole thing's up here as he wanted a timeout on 3rd down and really closer to 2 now for McNeese.
Yeah, McNeese went tempo right there. The Jacks were not ready.
Timeout. Stephen F. Austin, their first charge timeout of the half. This will be a full media timeout.
Okay. 8:25 to go first half. Timeout on the field. 7-7 ball game. Back with more after this on ESPN+. 3rd down and 2 now for McNeese as they work from their own 43-yard line. Bring it back into the backfield here with Strong. 6 in the box for this SFA defense, which has been pretty good so far tonight against the run. They've given up the 119-yarder on the Trevante Citizen touchdown run. Really, that's been about it. Here's Strong, wants to pass, nobody open. Now late over the middle, incomplete. A little too tough there for his tailback, who just kind of circled out of the backfield. Couldn't make the grab, incomplete. 4th and 2 now. And McNeese will bring on the punt team.
Great play by Malachi Williams. Sees the back as the safety valve. He knows he's at the sticks. If he doesn't make a play, McNeese is going to get a first down. Malachi Williams does a great job getting that hand around and a hand on the ball without PIing.
Bugs Mortimer back deep for the Lumberjacks as the Jacks appear to play this one kind of safely here on 4th and 2. Rush only 2, kick away, angled away. Mortimer up, trying to make a fair catch, does cleanly this time. At the 22-yard line, the offense goes back to work. Get all of ESPN college football all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your TV provider. If you're logged in with us tonight, so far you've seen a 7-7 ball game. Rob Myers, Hunter Taylor here with you tonight. The last man to keep Pat Mahomes on the defensive side of the football. Pride of White House, Texas, Hunter Taylor.
Thankfully, I was born in '94. Could have been a year or 2 later. Probably wouldn't be sitting here.
1st and 10, Lumberjacks. Inside their own 25-yard line. Toss it, coming left. And that was Neighbors with the short carry. Well, he may have lost a yard on that one. Back to the 22. In SFA, lost the Jalen Jenkins in week 2. And Richard Reese banged up a week ago and not seen him tonight. 4-man rush, swinging out of the backfield, dropped by Neighbors, the wide receiver who was coming out of the backfield, had some room in front of him, and turns to look upfield, drops the ball, 3rd down and 10.
And you wouldn't think it's a big deal, but I've seen it a lot when you move a slot receiver to running back. It's just a different kind of an angle that you're trying to catch the ball from, and you see those drops creep in sometimes. First few times the guy is not used to seeing it from there.
4-man rush, Vidlac, middle screen, caught, Wembley upfield. Spin, trying to get out of a tackle. He'll have the 1st down as Jarrell Wembley had checked back in, and coming out of the backfield, he makes the grab. And the Jacks keep the drive alive, converting on 3rd down and 10.
2 great defensive lines. We saw the touchdown from McNeese earlier on the screen play right there. Big 3rd down play. It's a screen that picks it up.
Wembley trying to bounce this one out right side. First man can't get him down. Wembley running strong here tonight, but the 2nd and 3rd Cowboys do make the tackle at the 40-yard line. Gain of a couple, 2nd down and 8. And Wembley, he's not huge, but he runs hard. And now you got an injured Cowboy.
Officials time out on the field for an injury of a defense.
That's their big defensive tackle, Tony Gibson, a 6 foot, 295-pound senior, who is down. So they'll slow things down here as they get out. The trainers come out to look at him. And the Jacks, again, they were trying to go quickly, I think, and as much as anything, Gibson quickly went down. Because now if you go down after the ball spot ready for play, that costs your team a timeout. But he was down and never attempted to stand back up.
And not a crazy hot night, but it is a little bit humid, so you could see some cramps creep in here later in the half and even later in the game.
2nd, about 8 now for the Lumberjacks. Vidlac swings the tailback to his right, wants to throw. Now gives ground. Gives more ground. And now he'll dump it out late to Wembley at the 40. He's hit and will go down at the 42-yard line. Good coverage there for the McNeese secondary as Wembley makes the catch out of the backfield. That was Lewis, I think, there for McNeese State. 3rd down now and about 7, 6 officially. Sam again steps underneath, caught. Blaine Green kind of dragging late over the middle, and there was Shoes Brinkley with an open field tackle, and Green gets up kind of limping. Brinkley, their leading tackler, and that's really the first time we've mentioned him here tonight, but he's been around the ball all evening.
Well, McNeese State's defensive line has played so well. Brinkley hasn't had to make a lot of tackles tonight. Right here you see Blaine Green on the drag, and Brinkley's just waiting on him. He's seen this play before. He's got some tendencies. He's in the right place at the right time to make that tackle.
4th down now. 4th and about 6. Zobin on to kick here for the Lumberjacks. McAllister back for McNeese State. End over end kick. Fair catch called for and will be made at the 17-yard line for McNeese State. 5:48 to go first half. 7-7 ball game. Cowboys take it over inside their own 20-yard line. As this one, it's been, I mean, for 30-something years I've been watching this. Every time these two teams get together, it seems like it always comes. This will not be decided until late in the 4th quarter.
No, I think of all the years that I played them, I can think of one time that they pretty well handled us early on. It wasn't much of a game. Other than that, as you say, it's come down to the wire. It's come down to final plays, final drives.
Big Strong at quarterback for McNeese. Wants to throw on 1st down. Stands, delivers. Almost into the arms of Malachi Williams, and that one goes incomplete. Man, there was a lot of traffic late over the middle there that Strong throws it into.
And I think Malachi had his hands on it. I think he almost intercepted it. You kind of see him shaking his head a little bit because he knows that would have been a massive interception for Stephen F. Austin.
Loate Jerkin now in at defensive end there. So 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Cowboys perhaps lucky to get that one back. Jacks showing pressure. Now they back out of it. Will it come from the slot? It does. Strong turn, throws away from it. Catch. Make a man miss. Spinning near the sticks. 1st down Cowboys, a gain of 11. Good movement out there again by the tight end that time for McNeese State. As Logan Malden, he's had a big night for him, one of their favorite targets so far.
And he's a tight end, but he moves really well in space. A lot of times those tight ends, they're bigger, bulkier guys. They get that ball in their hands, and they're not so good after the catch, but Malden is, and you see him right there make a guy miss and get extra yards after the catch.
6'4", 230-pounder. 1st and 10, McNeese. Strong. Again, swinging out left side, bounces this one out on the edge, trying to go to Josh Jackson, one of his leading receivers. Second on the team with 12 catches coming into this one tonight. That one had his feet incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
And I didn't see it tipped or anything. Just maybe came out of his hand a little funny and skipped it.
Or 2nd down and 10 now. Jacks rotating fresh bodies in out there on the edges defensively. As you see the corner out there, Davion Hargrove for the Jacks. In pressure, Citizen trying to find a crease again, and there's just nothing there. And that time he is marked down back at the 26-yard line, a loss of 1, and it's 3rd down and 11.
He was stumbling before he even got to the line of scrimmage. I think he kind of got tripped up a little bit, and then that SFA defensive line was there waiting on him.
The 3rd down and 11. See if they try to screen it. Colby Carthel doesn't like the way things are matching up here for his defensive unit on 3rd down and 11. Calls a timeout with 4:40 to go in the first half.
Stephen F. Austin, their second charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Wants to make sure everybody's on the same page here, because this will be a big opportunity for his team. You get a stop, get the ball back, and then you got 4 minutes to work with and a timeout. More than enough time to go try to put some points on the board and get a lead at the half.
And remember, McNeese State opted to take the ball on the opening coin flip, so Stephen F. Austin is going to get the ball coming out of the half. This could be potentially a massive 14-point, 10-point, even just a 6-point swing would be big in a game like this. If you can get a stop here, get points going in, and then get points coming out of the half.
7-7 ball game right now. Cowboys looking at 3rd down and 11 from their own 26-yard line. A couple of times already tonight, Strong has put the ball into harm's way, and he's gotten them all back. He's thrown 3 interceptions so far on the year, none tonight. As we'll see what McNeese does with it here on 3rd and 11. Citizen and Strong in the backfield. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Jacks with a 4-man front will rush 4. Strong sets, flushed out of the pocket. Now he'll tuck it and run, trying to get outside. Ball's free, it's loose. And a big scramble along that sideline. Lumberjacks come up with it. That's Elijah Fields with a fumble recovery, as it looks like they knock it out of Strong's hands on the scramble.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. 1st down, Stephen F. Austin.
That was Michael Patterson, the third, that came up and knocked the ball free. I think it might have been Xavier Potts that came up with it. The big defensive tackle, 6 foot, 280 pounds.
I don't know how I missed Xavier, but that was 22, not 11. I'm seeing double. So huge, though, first mistake of the evening for either team, as the turnover gives the Lumberjacks back a short field now. So we were talking about these middle 8 minutes, these final 4 minutes of the first half. Jacks with a short field. They got all kinds of time to work with. 4:29 left. Looking to try to add some points and take their first lead of the night. Vidlac wants to throw on 1st down. Waits. Trying to come underneath on a little crossing route to the inside. And that one goes incomplete. As Isaiah Davis was the intended target. He was coming. They just ran a little cross on the outside, and it was well covered by McNeese.
Yeah, it was. You can hear some boos. They wanted a pass interference, thinking the DB got there a little bit early. But really, I think he got there as the ball did. They just never really contacted.
They'll run Wembley left side. Jarrell Wembley down inside the 25. Falls forward to the 23-yard line, a gain of 4. And SFA will look at 3rd down now and about 6. And then now you start to think, okay, are you force the issue here, try to come up with a 6, or do you settle for 3? See how much it'll depend on what they get here on 3rd down and 6. Give it to Wembley coming left. Wembley to the edge. Stiff arm. Gets to the sticks, and it'll depend on the spot. It's inside the 20, down near the 18-yard line, and will look to be about a yard short. And that's where they spot him out. 4th and 1 And no hesitation, the offense staying out there. Jacks, this is their 5th game of the year now, yet to attempt a field goal here in week 5. And now coming on late, Lumberjacks wanting to substitute. Still 18 on the play clock. As they get the correct personnel on there, Cowboys will be given the opportunity. 4th and 1 now. As the official backs out of there. Direct snap. Run it inside the 15-yard line. Wembley will have the first down to about the 13-yard line. As Wembley again over 100 yards in 11 carries a week ago against Cal Poly, and he's getting a ton of work here tonight.
He averaged about 12.5 yards a carry last week here. Not quite the average, but this is a much better defense than he saw last week as well.
Quick stick down around the 10-yard line, and that one incomplete. Trying to go to Clayton Wayland, and that one appeared to hit him in the hands. He just couldn't come up with a handle.
Yeah, and the only really negative thing about throwing the ball there is you wouldn't mind killing as much of this clock as you can before you score a touchdown if you're Stephen F. Austin.
Still 2:55 to go first half. SFA works 2nd down and 10 at the McNeese 14-yard line. Pump it once right, comes late over the middle, caught. Kylan Harris into the end zone. Touchdown, Stephen F. Austin. Kylan Harris with a receiving touchdown here for the Lumberjacks.
Just a fantastic job by Vidlak, keeping his feet alive, keeping his eyes moving. You see him, he starts right, he wants to go there, he keeps his feet alive and keeps his eyes downfield, spots Kylan, and it's an easy walk-in touchdown.
Harris with his 2nd touchdown of the season, receiving, has a punt return for a touchdown early on in the year. As the Lumberjacks take their first lead of the night. As the extra point penalty flags fly, as the kick is up and good. Cowboys, I think, jumped. And Carthel, I think, on this one would have the opportunity to take it on the kickoff.
Offside, number 13. Defense, penalties declined. Try's good.
He declines the penalty, and the Jacks will kick off with a 14-7 lead now. Now, we just talked about, when you get a short field like that, you couldn't burn 4 minutes. But you burn about a minute and a half off the clock. And now McNeese will get the ball back with 2:49 left, 2 timeouts to work with. So they've got plenty of time to try to get points going into the half. But now, rather than taking a lead into the locker room, now they're working to just try to take a tie ball game into the break at the half.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to let Stephen F. Austin get 7 before the half and then come out and maybe put another 7 on right after the half. You want to get some of that back right here. You've got 2.5 minutes. You've got 3 timeouts. You've got plenty of time to execute a good drive here. Just got to stay within your scheme. Don't get it all on the first play and finish the drive in the end zone.
Jacob Hand to kick it away here for Stephen F. Austin. High spinning kick that sails into the end zone untouched for the touchback. And McNeese will start out at its own 25-yard line. So a fumble by the quarterback, Jake Strong, on a scramble. Their last possession sets SFA up on a short field. And Sam Vidlak finds Kylan Harris for his first touchdown pass in reception of the night. And it's 14-7. SFA in front. Strong back out there at quarterback for McNeese. As he wants to throw on first down, looks left, now rolls right. Looking, nobody open, and now the Jacks give chase, and he'll just run it out of bounds. After a gain of a yard or 2, they give him 1 to the 26-yard line. Kai Thomas was in hot pursuit that time from his defensive end spot. Strong just didn't have anywhere to go with it.
Yeah, Kai Thomas, Malachi Williams in pursuit, but the whole back end for Stephen F. Austin in man coverage does a fantastic job. Nowhere for Strong to go with it.
Demings at one corner, Mayo at the other. Now the safeties all walk up, everybody in tight. 8 on the line of scrimmage here for this defense. Now they back out of there. 2nd down and 9. Strong underneath. Little quick hook caught. And down to the 30-yard line will go Josh Jackson. Southern again for the Lumberjacks. As he's got to be approaching double-digit tackles here in the first half tonight. So a big third down. 3rd and 5.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
And as you hear the referee tell us, 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes left, first half, 14-7, SFA in front of the Cowboys. You're watching Southland Conference football on ESPN+. Jake Strong looks at 3rd down and 5 for the Cowboys, who find themselves down 14-7. SFA showing pressure. They jump. Penalty flags fly, and this one's blown dead as Southern was stepping into that A-gap. He crosses the line of scrimmage and apparently made contact as they blow this one dead.
Offside, number 6, defense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Should be a first down as they move it to the 35-yard line.
Correction, the penalty will result in a first down.
See the replay there. Southern again just jumping in that A-gap. And it's 1st and 10 Cowboys. So they got 2 minutes to work with now, fresh set of downs after the penalty against the Lumberjacks. Strong brings the slot in motion to his right, back now to the left. Little play action, flushed out of the pocket into the arms of Elijah Fields. Eli that time, that is Mr. Fields. It makes the tackle, loss of 1 at the 34. 2nd down and 11.
Again, another big defensive tackle, 5'11", 270, really big guy, really athletic guy. That's the thing about Stephen F. Austin's defensive line. They all got size, but they can all move very well.
Jacks again playing without Ed Bobineau, Kamard Kimball right now. Another 2 more big bodies that they can rotate up front. When they come back, Jacks will be even deeper up front. 2nd down and 11. Cowboys trying to convert. They may have moved up front. So now if you get behind the sticks here, 2nd down, and I'm not sure why this conversation would take this long on a false start, but see the Southland Conference officiating crew all get together. Apparently, I would just assume from all this that
I said go, you liars.
False start, number 52, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down. That foul qualifies for a 10-second runoff. However, Stephen F. Austin has declined the runoff. The clock will start on the snap.
So the Jacks say, hey, we got some. Apparently, the Jacks, they're going to dispute the fact that y'all said, somebody said go, and they're lying about it.
That's what I think McNeese State is saying, that somebody from Stephen F. Austin said go. Of course, that's illegal, so if they did do that, it would be a penalty.
And that's probably what that initial discussion was about. 2nd down and 16 now. Strong to pass. Nobody open. Goes down. Back at the 25-yard line. Kai Thomas and Aaron Austin meet at the feet of Jake Strong, and another sack of McNeese quarterback.
Timeout. Stephen F. Austin, their 3rd and final charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Colby Carthel doing his best here to try to dominate these final 4 minutes of the first half, knowing he's going to get the ball to open things up in the 3rd quarter. He's already gotten 7 here in these last 4 minutes, and hopes to get some more out of this with still a minute 14 left. Out of timeouts now, but Cowboys looking at 3rd down and 20. So this will be a huge play for this defense here to keep them behind the sticks and not give them an opportunity to convert.
And remember, he hasn't had a chance tonight yet. It's all been fair catches, but Bugs Mortimer is a fantastic return man. Maybe you just want to give him a chance right here.
Cowboys 1 of 9 on 3rd downs so far tonight. Converted 2 4th down opportunities, however, on their only scoring drive of the night. But just 1 of 9 on 3rd downs, and that really, you thought with their ability to run the football coming in, they convert about 40% of their 3rd downs. You would think that they would have, put a little consistency together offensively. But Matt Viator said yesterday that's the one thing they've been missing so far: consistency. Playing well for a full hour of football here, and Cowboys have played well in spurts of their first 4, but right now just trying to find some rhythm. They'll run it on 3rd and 20. Left side forward for about 5 to the 30. And it's 4th and 15 now. And Carthel out of timeouts. Cowboys can run this down to about 30 seconds before they kick it away. Now you would think Viator with 2 timeouts will let it run all the way down to a second and then take a timeout and then kick it away. And that's, I think, as much as anything, as you said, Carthel's going to give Bugs Mortimer a shot here. Try to get a return and get a big play in the special teams.
Yep, had a big one in the season opener against Houston. Had another big one for a touchdown against Sol Ross here a couple weeks ago. So even if that's all you can get out of it, if he gets a chance, he's got big play potential.
So McNeese does take their second timeout with a second left on the play clock. And this will set up a special teams opportunity. Lumberjacks trying to get Mortimer some room here in this return game. And you would think Cowboys are over there right now on their sideline saying, don't give him a chance. Kick this one away from him, kick it out, angle it out of bounds. We don't care. We don't feel like they can score on us in 28 seconds with their offense on the field, but this guy in an open field is a dangerous return man.
Well, and Penton has done a great job all night of punting. They've been high driving kicks. It's been all fair catches. He really hasn't had to kick it away from him. He just kicked it so well that he hasn't had a chance to really catch one with any space.
Jacks have come after him a time or two. They will line up 10 on the line of scrimmage here with Mortimer back. Let's see if they come after it. Now they'll peel back in the middle. Try to set up a return. Another high floating kick. Mortimer will call a fair catch, make it at the 32-yard line. So no return opportunity on these high floating kicks. As again, coming into this one, Penton had punted 13 times, 7 fair catches, and everything tonight a fair catch.
During the kick, holding number 5, return team. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. First down.
Holding against the Lumberjacks on that punt. And instead of the 33-yard line, they move it back to the 23. And 22 seconds left on the clock. No timeouts. And if you're the Lumberjacks now where you are on the field, do you risk it?
No, I think especially after the penalty, I think you probably take a knee, go into the half and put together a game plan for this second half, especially the opening drive.
They line up here like they're going to try to do something with it. They'll try it with Wembley. Wembley grabbed by an ankle, spun down at the 28-yard line, gets about 5 of it. Again, they can't stop the clock. They may hurry and get one more snap away. They will not. They said that's enough. Let's go to the locker room and talk about it. So a half in the books, 14-7. SFA at home here, closing out a 3-game homestand. They lead 14-7 over the Cowboys of McNeese State. Halftime here in Nacogdoches in the Southland Conference opener. More coming your way on ESPN+. Trying to get to the edge. Harris does, tripped up. An ankle tackle will save a big play. Instead, Harris on a little mini reverse ends up getting 10 out of it, and it's 1st and 10 Lumberjacks.
Yeah, and that ankle tackle saves 7 points because Kylan Harris can fly, and if it doesn't go down right there, and really it's a mixture of the ankle tackle and maybe he just tripped himself up a little bit, but if he gets to the sideline right there, he's scoring.
Wembley this time coming right side, and the Cowboys come downhill quickly that time as the middle linebacker, I believe, makes the play for, actually that's a strong side linebacker, Sibley, who flies in there, chases that one down from the backside, a loss of 3, second down and 13.
Sibley looked like he was shot out of a cannon. I mean, he was flying to make that tackle for loss.
Loss of 3. Jacks again, little counter action. Now Vidlak trying to roll out of it, reverses, throws this one away, and that one could be a grounding call as it did not get back to the line of scrimmage as Sam flings it into the Cowboy bench to try to avoid a sack, and may have been for naught.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. Quarterback was out of the tackle box. The ball went beyond the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
You know, I didn't think he was either of those things. I didn't think he was out of the tackle box, and I didn't think the ball got back to the line of scrimmage. But I'm not the one that they pay to make that decision.
So SFA perhaps catches a break. It's 3rd and 13. Neither team has been very good on third downs. Vidlak wants to throw, hit as he let it go. They're going to let this one play out. We'll have to see if it's a fumble or an incomplete pass. As the Cowboys came up with it, they're acting like a fumble. And McNeese may have gotten a turnover in the first possession of the third quarter.
Yeah, that was Jermaine Hargraves that got the recovery. We'll see right here if, in fact, he was throwing the ball or not.
He started to move forward, and it almost looked like he was starting to pull it back in.
Ruling in the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, McNeese.
So a play very...
Personal foul, number 15, face mask, half the distance to the goal. First down.
So there's Vidlak getting hit from behind there, and they say he was the one that was penalized for a face mask after the fact, and I don't never see him get up here, but okay.
And it looked like he pulled the ball down, so I don't think he was throwing it. I think they got it correct. It was a fumble.
Ruling in the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. The previous play is under further review.
They will review it just to make sure, but as you said, I mean, it looks like he starts to kind of pump, then he's trying to bring it back in. And it gets knocked out of his hands from behind. So the officials will review it. As we'll look at it one more time. You see Sam here. He starts the motion right there, and then he gets hit. But it appears that he's hit almost as he's kind of bringing it back in.
Almost looks like the ball stops for a very, very brief moment right here. And then he's hit, he's contacted, the ball comes out. I think that even if there's not going to be enough to overturn it, in my opinion. It's going to stand, even if it could be confirmed, but it'd probably stand.
So again, the Cowboys will have a short field. Lumberjacks scored their go-ahead touchdown on a short field with under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter after a quarterback fumble on a scramble. This time a sack in the pocket. A hit from the defensive end. Macy Lewis causes the loose ball. And the officiating crew right now looking at video. And in terms of replay reviews, relatively short. Headsets off. They take the headset off. Now the referee talking to the back judge there as the discussion continues. I guess they want to make sure they got everything right here. I'm not sure what they think that we're in timeout. I'm not sure. Would have been nice to know. McNeese is going to end up getting the football here. They're not going to reverse anything. It'll be Cowboy football, 1st and 10 at the SFA, 12.5-yard line.
After further review, the ruling on the field of a fumble recovered by the defense is upheld. First down, McNeese.
1st and 10 at the 12.5-yard line here. Early going third quarter. And a chance for the Cowboys to even things up. So the SFA defense now has its back against the wall, trying to keep points off the board here for McNeese. Their only touchdown drive, they converted a couple of 4th down opportunities. Their only touchdown of the night. 2 tight ends right. Now they'll flip one over to the left side and motion across. Give it inside Citizen. Breaks 1 tackle, and Trevante Citizen gets it down to about the 5-yard line. He scored on a 19-yard run for the Cowboys in the first quarter.
We thought coming into it tonight, Citizen would have a big night. He still got a chance here in the second half to make it a big night, but Jacks did a good job of containing him that first half.
Gain of about 7 there. 2nd down and 3. You would think, man, if I'm McNeese, it's a solid dose of Citizen here inside the 5-yard line. Same formation. They motion across again. Same play. Citizen. Ball's loose. It's loose. A scramble inside the 5. Lumberjacks say they got it, and they do. So the Cowboys give it back. Malachi Williams comes out of there with it for the Lumberjack defense. So the Cowboys can't convert.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
Williams may have knocked it free and may have ended up with it. He did end up with it, and he may have been the guy who strips it out of Citizen's hand. Wow, huge turnaround there. Cowboys were a play away from evening things up. Instead, they give it back to the Lumberjacks, who take over 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
I think it might have been Alafipo, the safety, that knocked it out, and then Williams recovered it. But, man, how many times have we mentioned Williams' name tonight? He has just been phenomenal.
The Lumberjacks dodge a bullet. They do not give up points following the fumble on their last possession, but they start out deep in their own end of the field at the 5-yard line. Coming out, Vidlac will hand it off to Wembley. Behind the blocker, cuts it up, lowers his shoulder, and gets it out to the 10-yard line. He gets about 5 yards on that first down carry. That's a pretty good way to start a drive from your own 5. Wembley gets up kind of limpy. He'll stay in the huddle here as Harris and Clayton Whalen join him in that SFA huddle, and now Jarrell Wembley will come out.
And remember, they've moved Neighbors to running back. He is a receiver. They moved Martinez from linebacker back to running back. They don't have a lot of depth. You know, Reese is out. Jenkins is out. We haven't seen Anthony Williams in a while. I think he's out as well. So, I mean, they just don't have the bodies at running back right now.
Here was Jordan Neighbors just trying to quickly get to the edge, and Shoes makes the play. Shoes Brinkley for McNeese. Their leading tackler coming into this one tonight, as Neighbors has dropped at the 12-yard line. 3rd down and about 3 now for the Lumberjacks. So Wembley gets a little rest there as Neighbors takes the snap, and Jarrell Wembley back in there on 3rd down and 3. Harris is in the slot, top of the screen. Lumberjacks leading wide receiver. Play action. Underneath, caught. Clayton Whalen, 1st down. Whalen, a quick little slant on the play action, picks up the 1st down as he'll move the chains, and they spot him at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 Lumberjacks.
That was a good throw. We saw Sam throw one a little bit behind Whalen on the same route earlier. That one, he steps in, drives the ball right. Perfect throw.
1st and 10, a little play action again. McNeese picked up pressure up the sideline. Harris all alone, caught. Foot race, 30. Kylan Harris won't be caught. 10-5 touchdown, Stephen F. Austin. And a late penalty flag trailing the play, and this is, I think, probably going to be unsportsmanlike against the Jacks offense. One of their offense, Chimdi Wiwu was back there, and a couple of defensive linemen. Let's see who they get. Jacks clapping their hands like it's going to be against McNeese. But look at Harris, wide open again.
Yeah, just a little wheel route, and the McNeese State defense, a miscommunication, and they just turn him free.
A big play for the Lumberjacks. We await the explanation. Carthel talking to the line judge. Referees. Now here we get it.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 17, defense, his first of the game. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So the Lumberjacks do open it up now here in the first 4 minutes of the 3rd quarter, albeit not really probably the way they wanted to. They dodge a bullet on a turnover, and they get a big play. Sam Vidlac with his 3rd touchdown pass of the night. Extra point on its way. It's up and good. And the Jacks now lead 21-7 over the Cowboys from McNeese State. 11:18 to go, 3rd quarter. Timeout on the field. Southland Conference football continues on ESPN+. (21-7). Sam Vidlac with his 3rd touchdown pass of the night. When the night began, he needed 1 touchdown pass to move into the top 10 all-time at SFA in touchdown passes. He's got 3 tonight. 169 yards, 9 of 20. After a 1 of 6 start, Sam efficient. Little squib kick. High hop, fielded by an up back. Cowboys, big collision at the 22-yard line as the special teams will ride them out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. So the Lumberjacks, you get the sense here, they're starting to smell a little blood in the water. And things start to heat up a bit. Now this is really starting to be a McNeese SFA football game.
Little scrum on the sideline never hurt anybody. Until, of course, it hurts somebody.
Yeah. It's all fun and games till somebody gets a stick in the eye. So they're going to mark them out at the 20-yard line. And McNeese goes back to work. Trailing now, 21-7. 11-11 to go, 3rd quarter. Still tons of time. And the Cowboys, again, they've been through their first 4 games, man. They've been moving the football against everybody. Tough sledding here tonight. This time they break it outside left side. And a tackle in the secondary is Jalen Patterson there with the stop for the Lumberjacks after a gain of about 5 to the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Give it inside, bounce it out right side this time. As they're going to try one of their little quicker backs back there.
Yeah, that's Jalen Thompson. He had a few carries in the first half, really had some positive yards there, and then we hadn't seen him much later in that half. Now here in the second half, they're going back to him. They're also going back to Leopold. We saw him earlier in that first half as well.
So Johnson, the junior transfer from Ventura College, had 10 carries for 28 yards coming in. He stays in the backfield now. Lepo 0 for 2 in the first half. 3rd and a yard. Give it Johnson. He's got the first down yardage. The pile now being pushed forward as they're going to mark it all the way out to the 35-yard line. Another gain of 5. And it's 1st and 10 McNeese. Here's a exchange personnel. They get an offensive lineman slow to get up. And still, I think, just trying to make sure everything's working right. That's their left guard, Cody Bracken. 1st and 10 Cowboys. They trail 21-7. Strong empties the backfield now. Trying to get everything set right. Strong takes the snap, looks over the middle, has a man caught out to the 45. 1st down yardage there for McNeese. As that catch is made by Mekhi Paris, sophomore out of New Orleans. His 5th catch of the year. 1st and 10 Cowboys. They find a little rhythm now, as they picked up now 3 first downs here on this possession. Pump it, deep shot, up the sideline, out there, and off a hand, incomplete. Well covered downfield there by the Lumberjacks. And a good throw, but Jackson just can't come up with it. Got one hand on it. Great coverage down there by the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, that's Jaden Johnson, the freshman out of Diana, Texas. They're excited about him, young guy, but you see right there, he's right stride for stride.
2nd down and 10 now, 9 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Cowboys near midfield, trailing by 14. Jacks pressure coming from the safety spot. Strong gets away, rolling out, looks downfield, caught, 1st down, Cowboys. Good pass on the run, better catch. And it's 1st and 10 McNeese now, SFA side of the field at the 44-yard line.
Another McNeese 1st down. Pick up 11 to the 44.
Cowboys after the 1st downs trying to go a little quickly. Strong again, flushed out of the pocket, passes it into danger, and Jaden Johnson gets a hand on that, breaks it up. Lumberjacks were complaining. They thought they were being held as they gave chase to Strong back in the at the line of scrimmage. And there is a penalty flag back in the McNeese backfield.
Holding, number 77, offense, 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Cody Bracken again, who was kind of shaky getting up 3 or 4 snaps ago, guilty of a hold there. And the Cowboys now will look at 1st and 20 as they move the ball back to the Cowboy 46-yard line. 21-7, Lumberjacks trying to win their 3rd straight. Cowboys trying to snap a 3-game skid after a season opening win since they've lost 3 straight. They show pressure off the edge. Here it comes, picked up. Cowboys run into it though, and nowhere to go that time as the Lumberjacks fill the gaps, make the tackle after a gain of maybe a half yard. And it's 2nd and long now for McNeese.
Caden Turner, the end, is there first, and then Jaden Southern cleans it up with another assisted tackle. You mentioned probably in double-digit tackles. I imagine he's closer to 12, 13 at this point.
Colby Ham in there at tailback now. Matt Viator told us yesterday we'd see a little of him. We see him here in the 3rd quarter. Ham trying to pick up. They get a little shovel pass into him. Gets the catch. Now trying to find some space. Does across midfield down inside the 45. And Ham takes the shovel pass and will get about 10 yards. Unfortunately for the Cowboys, they needed 19, and it's 3rd down and 9. see it here. He just hides right behind that tackle. Boom. Hits him there and then tries to get it outside. Makes a man miss. Gets 9. And it's 3rd and 9 now for McNeese.
And Ham is shiftier than the other two backs. He's the guy that if they can get him in some space, he can make guys miss and go the distance.
He comes out of the backfield, swing it out left side. Makes a man miss at the 40. Jacks rally, though, and will make the tackle at the 39-yard line. As that's the tight end, Malden, who was one of his favorite targets in the first half. It's about 5. And it's 4th. See, they give him actually the 38-yard line, 6 on that reception. 4th and 4. And the Cowboys leave the offense on the field here, trailing by 14 points with 6:48 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, at 21-7, you kind of feel like you've got to make some ground on the scoreboard, not just play field position anymore. It's do or die at this point for this McNeese offense.
Ham in the backfield was Strong. 4th and 4. Lumberjacks defensively trying to get off the field. They blitz. Strong, they pick it up. Hands a man downfield, thrown, caught. First down, Cowboys. Well thrown ball that time. And Strong puts it right on, I think, his backup tight end down there.
Yeah, that's Tyrone Hayes, the other tight end. He's a senior out of New Orleans, a big guy. Isn't quite the player in space that Malden is, but you can see they're sure-handed and a big guy, hard to tackle.
1st and 10 Cowboys as they convert on 4th and 4. Cowboys 3 of 3 rather on 3rd down so far tonight. Their other 2 conversions came on their only scoring drive of the night. Empty backfield. Quarterback draw. Strong runs right into the teeth of the defense. He'll go down after a loss of a yard. Kai Thomas inside, stayed at home, was looking for that quarterback draw this time. Strong unable to get around him. And it's 2nd down and 11.
And typically these big, aggressive defensive lines, draws are perfect against them right there. Defensive line, you mentioned Kai Thomas does a great job of staying home, not over-pursuing. They're there to make a tackle for loss.
Cowboys substituted. Lumberjacks taking their time, getting Eli Fields on as Aduse now will come off, and Colby Carthel ends up taking a timeout as they were not holding play here. And Carthel, rather than giving them an extra or free 5 yards, burns a timeout with 5:23 to go here in the third quarter.
Their first charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So 2nd down and 11. And I think that initially the defensive guys thought that they had a free substitution there. So apparently McNeese did not substitute because officials were not holding play there. And so rather than avoid too many men on the field, Carthel burns a timeout. They take their first here with 5:23 to go in the third.
And early in the half you think, man, don't burn a timeout. You might need those later. But I think Coach Carthel's looking at 21-7 thinking, if we can stop them here, if we can hold them to a field goal here, this could start being the end of the game.
Yep. I mean, there's still an awful lot of time left. Obviously, the entire fourth quarter here, 5:23 of the third. But you start to get the sense that, one team, McNeese right now trying to get back some momentum.
Right.
That big 4th down conversion a minute ago took a big step that direction. Points here would certainly help their cause. You get the sense that Viator believes they got to have touchdowns. Field goals won't do it for them. Held to 7 in the first half. They trail right now 21-7. 2nd down and 11. Snap. Strong looks left out of the backfield. Caught. And out of bounds after a short gain goes Jalen Thompson. It's about 3 of it. 3rd down now and 8 at the Lumberjack 20-yard line.
Luckily, the safety Aaron Sears forced him out of bounds, or if else he's going to get on that sideline and run for quite a while before the next Jack is there to push him out.
Alden, the tight end, is at the end of the formation. Lumberjacks get out there late to cover him. He's been one of Strong's favorite targets here so far tonight. Jake Strong flips his tail back to his right on 3rd down and 8. Wants to throw again. Fade. Up the field, well covered, broken up. As that one, defender never turned around, and I think that one hit him right in the back of the helmet.
Yeah, that's Michael Patterson III again out of Houston. A really good young corner. A lot of good young corners on this Stephen F. Austin defense.
Jonathan Harris was the intended target, their leading receiver coming in. But again, well covered. And on 4th and 8, Cowboys will be settling for a field goal attempt here. Strong is the holder. Antone is their kicker. He's 2 for 3 on field goals with a long of 45. This kick, plenty of distance on it. That one is up and good. So Cowboys convert. They get 3 out of it and now trail by 11. 21-10 with 4:36 to go in the third. Timeout on the field. Back with the kick after this on ESPN+. 4:36 to go, third quarter, 21-10. Stephen F. Austin leading McNeese in Nacogdoches. Southland Conference opener for both schools. Jacks led by 14. Cowboys get 3 a moment ago to cut it to 11. 2-score game with still 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. And the Cowboys, sensing that they need some extra possessions, try an onside kick. That one goes out of bounds at the 48-yard line. I don't think it was ever touched. And now a scrum here on the SFA sideline. Colby Carthel trying to get the Cowboys out of his bench without any further flags flying. And they separate. The penalty flag flew as the ball comes out of bounds. And Matt Viator, I think, sensing that we got to make something happen here. Try to get a surprise onside kick, and it looks like it goes out of bounds untouched. Field judges marking it at about the 47. Officials all in that mass of people down there.
Kick out of bounds. Kicking team. 5 yards will be added to the end of the kick. First down, Stephen F. Austin.
And that was that Surratt that made that? He just blocks that kick man out of kick coverage guy away from the football there. Smart play. Gets his shoulder in front of him. Does not allow him to get to the football. So the Jacks will take over at the McNeese 48-yard line.
And I think Colby Carthel and his staff would love to run the remaining 4 minutes out of this quarter on this drive, finish it in the end zone, and then make the fourth quarter as short as they possibly can.
And instead, Vidlac wanted a big shot. Instead, he'll settle for Wembley on the wheel route coming out of the backfield, and he'll get about 10 or 11 yards out of that. As Jarrell Wembley has become a huge part of this offense the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and he does it all. I mean, you see right there, he catches the ball out of the backfield. We've seen him run between the tackles. We've seen him get to the edge. He has really turned into an all-around, all-down back.
Not a huge guy, 5'11", 195, but again, he runs downhill and he runs with some power. Here's Vidlac. Quick hook on the edge. Mortimer dances around, gets it down inside the 30, and Bugs will go down at the 29-yard line, a gain of 9.
And good luck catching that guy.
Yeah.
Because that man is quick. It is about impossible to one-on-one tackle him out in the field.
SFA now trying to pick up the tempo here. Pitch it. Wembley trying to get to the edge. Gets one block and will have the first down. Needed 1, gets about 2. And Jarrell Wembley, Cowboys with another one of their defensive linemen slow to get
Officials
up.
timeout on the field for an injured player on defense.
It's their nose guard, Keenan Landry, who stays down. So they'll stop things here to check on Mr. Landry. 3:33 to go third quarter, 21-10. Lumberjacks with the lead. Landry, as you pointed out earlier, it's certainly not as warm as it was a week ago when we were here in this stadium. It kicked tonight. It was about 81 degrees. Not quite as humid as it was a week ago, but still, late September, still warm enough that, as you can see there, Landry, you're just trying to stretch out that right calf.
But I will say,
it looks like there's a lot of it to stretch out.
But I will say, if there's ever going to be a team that's prepared for humidity and heat, it's Southwest Louisiana, McNeese, over there in Lake Charles.
Landry up now. The trainers will help him off as he gets a hand from this crowd. Big crowd when we started here tonight. It's Parents' Day on the SFA campus this weekend. A lot of festivities all weekend long, and a big crowd, the biggest we've seen so far in these 3 home games. The Jacks at home again on October 18th. They're on the road next week against Incarnate Word, then an open date, and then back here against Nichols. Cowboys on the road next week, or at home rather, against Southeastern Louisiana, just their second home game of the year as they host the Lions. So Landry off. Dominic Bolden now anchors the middle of that defensive front. 1st and 10 Lumberjacks. Sam Vidlak at quarterback. Motion. Give it to Wembley. Makes one guy miss, and the second will not, as Wembley is bounced out of bounds after no gain.
And one thing about the running back depth is you can tell Wembley is exhausted. He's not getting any breaks. It's going to be tough for him to finish this game out, but what an effort out of that young man.
Jermaine Hargraves, the safety there with the tackle for the Cowboys for no gain. 2nd down and 10. Clock continues to run with 3:05 to go third quarter. SFA on the ball, looks to the sideline to get the play. Still 10 on the play clock. And Vidlak to pass. Clean pocket, deep shot into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown Lumberjacks. Sam Vidlak, his 4th touchdown pass of the night. Blaine Green with his 2nd, but the back judge comes over and says maybe this one was incomplete. He overrules the first official.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
So I suspect after, they shot the cannon the whole 9 yards.
The band's playing.
Yeah.
I don't think the back judge heard the band, or he would have said, okay, fine.
So they're going to re-rack this, and I suspect we'll get an opportunity for the video review. As Green, ball appears to be in his hands there. Knees are down. Now the ball, you can see the ball loose as Green was going back to gather it in. And that's what the back judge could see. The official you see there at the pylon, he could not see this from his vantage point. You can see the ball free right there. Green trying to gather it back in. Blaine trying to sell it to no avail. Vidlak, slant, caught, 20, flag on the play. This is Harris, or check that, that's Davis, or Bowler rather, down to the 14-yard line, and the penalty flag came flying in toward the line of scrimmage. This could be a hold against SFA.
I think they're gonna ask Coach Viator. It's going to be a hold, and they're going to ask him, do you want to decline this and make it 4th down, or do you want to take it and make it 3rd and 20?
Holding, number 55, offense. That penalty's declined.
So Bowler, was that pass? I guess that was an incomplete pass.
I think the hold was at the line of scrimmage.
So here's the first field goal attempt of the year for the Lumberjacks. As I think that's Hand that's lining up to attempt this kick. And now we got Colby Carthel wanting to know, wait a minute, I thought this pass was completed. Down to about the 14-yard line, because that's certainly what I remembered happening.
Yeah.
And now the officiating crew is going to all get together and say, what happened a minute ago? Is that 11 that caught that? And where did we mark him down? Referee, I think he thought, in his mind, it was like, Viator's going to decline this, and we'll look at 4th and 10.
Holding, number 55, offense. 10-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
So they will make the move back to the 37-yard line, and the offense will work it with 3rd down and 20. Because that was a completed pass to Bowler.
I thought so too, but then they're talking about it. I thought, well, I must have just missaw it and dropped it or something. Because
trust me, I've seen a lot of stuff the last 48 hours.
4th and 10.
I can't believe everything I see these days. So. So here we go, 3rd down and 20. Harris in motion into a wing. He'll move back to his right. Sam Vidlak to pass. 4-man rush. Now rolls away from it. To his left. Looks downfield. Underneath. Caught Wembley. gets some of it back as Wembley is tackled immediately after the catch. The Cowboys have a man without a helmet and staggering a bit. That's one of their safeties. Jermaine Hargraves, who lost his hat, so he'll have to sit for a play, but it's 4th and about 9. And now Colby Carthel is decision time. Remember, this team has not attempted a field goal yet this year.
Holding, number 15, defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Huge. I didn't even see the penalty flag there. So the Cowboys now guilty of a defensive hold, and this will give the Lumberjacks an automatic first down.
And it's been like that all night.
Yeah.
One team commits a penalty, the other team commits a penalty. One team commits a turnover, the other team commits a turnover. They can't seem to separate from one another.
So 1st and 10, SFA now at the Cowboy 15-yard line. So the Cowboys get a break on a hold, and now they give it right back. 1st and 10, SFA. Here comes the blitz. Vidlac, it's picked up. Sam rolls to his right. Now runs out of time. He's grabbed and will go down back near the 30-yard line. And he just had nowhere to go with it. Good coverage downfield. Cowboys pick up their 2nd sack of the night. And more impressively, no penalty flags on that play.
And that is a big loss.
Yep.
And as an offensive coordinator, you got to be kind of scratching your head as to, how do we get at least some of this back and even try to make it 3rd and manageable.
They mark him down at the 33. Here it comes again. Vidlac lets fly toward the sideline. They ran an in. He throws it out. Incomplete. 3rd down now. And about, almost 30 for the Lumberjacks as the ball's resting in the 33-yard line. They need to get it down close to the 5. And with a liberal arts degree, near as I can figure, it's 3rd and 28. 3 receivers left for Sam Vidlac, who's, after a slow start, has had a pretty good night. Sam, slant, Harris makes a guy miss, spinning, trying to get out of a tackle. Will go down at the 22-yard line between the hash marks. And here comes perhaps the first field goal attempt of the season for the Lumberjack special teams. And on to attempt this kick now for the Lumberjacks is Carlos Alvarado, who's handled all the points after, has yet to miss one. This will be a 40-yard attempt, middle of the field for Alvarado. His first field goal attempt as a Lumberjack. Trying to stretch the lead back to 14 on 4th and about 18. Kick on its way, has the distance, and that one is through. Good, as the Lumberjacks get their first field goal of the season with 49 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. And they regain a 14-point lead, 24-10 here over the McNeese Cowboys. We keep it here, this final 49 seconds of the 3rd quarter. So the band finally gets to play the whole song now. But Vidlac thought he had his 4th touchdown pass of the night. Instead, it was overruled, incomplete. And the Lumberjacks settle for 3, but they're back to a 2-score lead, 24-10 over the Cowboys with 49 seconds left here in the 3rd. And you start to get the feeling here. We thought that, and as the history between these two, all these games have been close ball games, or the majority of them between these two programs. You got the sense, and Cowboys really, they're one play away from making this a 7-point game. So
absolutely.
It's far from being over.
Absolutely, especially you think about, Stephen F. Austin burned a timeout earlier in this half. McNeese State has all 3. Those kind of things start to come back when you talk about a 7-point game, a 3-point game, something like that down the road.
Jacob Hand to kick it off. Remember, he kicked one out of bounds earlier that gave the Cowboys the ball at the 35-yard line. He's kicking back into what breeze there is tonight, but not much of one. As this driving kick will sail 9 yards deep into the end zone, so no wind affected that one. It sails 9 yards deep. 1st and 10, Cowboys at their own 25-yard line now. As Jake Strong, sophomore from Justin, Texas, transfer from Texas Tech, came into this one completing 56% of his passes. Cowboys had turned it over 5 times in 4 games played. They were even in the turnover margin, but tonight they're down by 1, 2-1. And now find themselves down 14 points. They've allowed 7 sacks coming in, 4 more here to this Lumberjack defensive front so far tonight. Here comes the blitz. They run it. And Citizen will get upfield to about the 29-yard line, a gain of 4. And we really thought he would be a big part of this Cowboy offense here tonight, but Lumberjacks have done a tremendous job in keeping him bottled up. And that was what Matt Viator said yesterday. He said, you can't let them take away the run game and make us one-dimensional. The Lumberjacks have done just that here tonight. Strong wants to throw. Rolls right. Nobody open. Now we'll tuck it. And he'll take a big shot at the 30-yard line. Aduse was giving chase. And the play is made at the 30. 3rd down and 5 now for McNeese State, who's struggled on 3rd downs. That's the end of the third quarter.
That is the end of the third quarter.
3 in the books, 24-10. Lumberjacks lead it over the Cowboys. Back with the 4th quarter after this on ESPN+. 3rd down and 5. First play of the 4th quarter. Cowboys with the football. They trail 24-10 here. As Jake Strong, their quarterback, looks things over, readjusts. Everybody in the right spot on a big 3rd down play. They've struggled on 3rd downs. SFA rushes 4. Pass caught near the chains. First down yardage is they just run a little hook at the 35-yard line. Needed 5. That's what they get. 1st and 10, McNeese State. As McNeese quickly back on the football here. Strong, little shoulder shrug. Now looks deep to the post. And a good throw and catch across midfield. As this one's taken down to the SFA 47-yard line. As the Cowboys have found a little something here with Jesse Campbell. Back-to-back catches for him. And now run it inside Citizen. And not a lot of room that time. As Potts filled up the middle of that SFA defense, and Citizen runs into his arms. Picks up a couple, maybe 3. And it's 2nd down and 7 now for McNeese.
And McNeese thinks, we've thrown the ball a few times. We've got the defensive line moving a little bit. Now maybe we can get some movement and get the run game going. But that Stephen F. Austin defensive line is very big, very physical, and they are well conditioned.
2nd down and 8. Strong again, play action on the slant. Ball tip, loose, and picked off. Lumberjacks on the tip drill, get the pick. Alafipo comes up with the football. Again, the Cowboys were even in turnover margin coming in, and that's their 3rd turnover of the night. They'll review this, I'm sure, but it looks like Alafipo gets his hands under it and gets the pick cleanly. That was the ruling on the field.
Yeah, Demings does a great job. He's in good coverage. Gets his hands out on the ball, tips it up, and then Alafipo heads up play, getting his hands under it.
So the Lumberjacks stop the McNeese offensive possession with the turnover and take over 1st and 10 at their 33-yard line. We thought that we'd seen Jarrell Wembley get a lot of work to this point in the game. I suspect he gets a lot more these next 13 minutes.
Well, he has got to be exhausted, so I feel bad for the young man, but you're right. He probably is on him at this point to close this out.
Instead, they toss it on a reverse, trying to get to the open field. Bugs Mortimer sliding through people, breaking ankle tackles, gets it out to about the 40-yard line. They're going to mark him out at the 41, and Bugs on that little reverse gets about 8, and it's 2nd down and 2.
And
I'm sure that's exactly what Chris Ross is thinking. They're thinking they're going to see Wembley between the tackles. Let's try to get Mortimer in space, and they end up getting 8 out.
And Bugs can fly. I mean, it is incredible to watch him run in the open field.
2nd down and 2 now. Cowboys literally with 8 in the box. Here's Wembley running right into that box, and he will push the pile forward beyond the 45, close to the 48-yard line, as Jarrell Wembley picks up good yardage on 2nd and short. 1st and 10, Lumberjacks near midfield. And more importantly for the Lumberjacks, right now they just want to see the clock continue to run here. Up 14 with 12 and a half minutes to play. Cowboys with all 3 timeouts, but too early to start burning them. But if you're the Lumberjacks, you're going to take as much time in a huddle as you can, get to the line of scrimmage, snap it with just a couple of seconds left on the clock. Demo overloads the left side. They run away from that power. Here's Wembley, stiff arm, tightrope, and out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark him out at the 38. That's a gain of 13. And another Stephen F. Austin first down.
Yeah, I mean, he gets to the edge and there's nobody over there. It takes a long time for that backer to finally catch up and shove him out of bounds.
And that's the other thing. I mean, we've talked about how he runs with some power, runs kind of downhill. Man, he uses the stiff arm really, really well.
Yeah, he has really turned into the complete back. He does it all. He catches the ball. He runs between the tackles. He gets on the edge.
Flip the wing over to the left now, kind of spread things out to the short side of the field. And here's Wembley behind right tackle again after contact at the 35-yard line, pushes it forward to the 31. And Wembley on that first down carry gets close to 7. And it will bring up 2nd down and 3. Tonight, 23 carries, 82 yards. He has been last week it was big plays for him. He averaged over almost 12 yards a carry. Tonight, you could see it there, less than 4 yards a carry, but he has done the job.
Yeah, and with the defensive line he's facing tonight versus last week, you can expect that average to come down. And again, no assistance. I mean, he has been in almost every offensive snap. That is asking a ton from a running back.
Here he goes again. Wembley this time in the secondary, making people miss. Jarrell at the 5 and down to the 4-yard line. That'll put him over 100 on the night, but there is a penalty flag back at the 27-yard line. This one could come back, and it will. But man, good effort there, Wembley. You can see him touch his helmet there. Says, fellas, I need a break.
I'm tired watching.
Holding, number 17, offense, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
One of the wide receivers, Rohan Fluellen, guilty of the hold down there. And this will bring it back. As they'll spot it all the way back to the 37-yard line. And it's 2nd down and 9. Jacks again. Just clock management now, burning on that 40-second play clock. They're going to try to use at least 35 seconds of it each time. Get it snapped with a second. Toss it left side. Neighbors on just a little toss sweep. Gets it to the 35-yard line before he's tripped up there. Short gain there for the wide receiver, forced into tailback duties now. And the Jacks have a man
Officials
down.
timeout for an injured player of the offense.
That's a Demo, the tight end. I think looking at his knee, he'll come out. Wembley back in after Neighbors gets one carry. And the coaches tell Jarrell Wembley, one play is all you're going to get off. You need to get back in there. Third down, here comes the safety pressure. Then Wembley makes one guy miss. Jarrell, little dance step at the 30, falls forward, hit from behind, and I think he gets pushed over the line to gain, and Wembley's going to pick up the first down yardage.
And that was incredible. I mean, he should have been tackled for a loss. That would have been a big play for McNeese State, and instead he somehow makes a guy miss. I mean, he just gets the handoff when he's already having to make a guy miss, and he does, and then he goes and gets 10 yards and picks up the first down. Just an incredible carry.
Wow. They bring extra pressure right up the A-gap, and they miss him in the hole there. And Wembley, 1st and 10 Lumberjacks now. Edlack looks things over. Motion. On the quick post down, move down low. Vidlac puts it right on the target to Clayton Whalen. And Whalen will pick up 13 yards. And the Lumberjacks now on the move. Back in the red zone now. 1st and 10 at the Cowboy 13-yard line. And Clayton Whalen's kind of developed now into a guy that good hands. You put it on him, he's going to make the catch.
Yeah, he's kind of one of those middle of the field. He's going to catch the ball and he's not afraid to take a shot. Kind of receivers, a possession back.
1st and 10 Lumberjacks. They lead 24-10, trying to add to it with 8 minutes to go. 4-man rush. Vidlac looks, pumps, now pulls it down, trying to roll away. Gets away from one man, now lets it fly. In the neighborhood of Kylan Harris. Incomplete. And Sam avoids the McNeese pressure and avoids a big loss. Gets rid of it and lives to fight again and look at 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, great job of shedding that would-be sack, and then throwing the ball away. And as you say, living to play another down. 2nd and 10 is a lot better than 2nd and 14, or even worse, throwing something in the middle of the field and an interception.
Because right now, if you're the Lumberjacks, 3 points makes this a 3-score game.
Absolutely.
So 2nd down and 10 now. Motion it, and again, overload now the left side. They run away from it. They do so again. Wembley turns it back inside, down to about the 10. Short gain for him, having a big night. Neighbors comes in, and Whalen will come out. So Wembley will stay in on 3rd down and 7. It's 2 straight weeks now for him as he's kind of become the guy. Jalen Jenkins hurt against Abilene Christian. He should return in a few weeks, the Lumberjacks hope. But Wembley has become the guy.
Yeah, Richard Reese had some explosive plays a couple weeks ago against Sol Ross, but he's hurt as well.
Here's the direct snap. Wembley going straight downhill again. Gets it upfield to about the 6. It's about 3.5. And that will put it on the right hash mark. And Colby Carthel thinking the same thing, that we can make this a 3-score game with a kick here. As the special teams unit comes on, and Alvarado comes on for his 2nd field goal attempt of the season. Good from 40 earlier here in the 2nd half. Trying to make this a 17-point lead for SFA. Cowboys have not lost in this stadium since 2011. The last time Lumberjacks won at home against McNeese. But that kick from Alvarado puts them up 17 now with 6:43 to play in this one. And we got a timeout on the field. 27-10. Lumberjacks stretch the lead over McNeese. Conclusion coming up after this on ESPN+. 27-10 Lumberjacks. Alvarado with 2 field goals here in the 2nd half. And the Lumberjacks now with a 3-score lead with 6:43 to play in this one. And Cowboys now, while they've, I think, kind of sensed, some desperation earlier here in the 2nd half, it certainly backs against the wall now, down 3 scores with just 6:43 to play. As this kick again sails into the end zone for the touchback. And the Lumberjack defensive unit, who has done a phenomenal job. Cowboys offensively coming in here tonight, in spite of the fact that they're 1-3 and they've lost 3 straight. They've been scoring about 28 points a game. Again, 2 of these against Utah State last week and against Louisiana Lafayette. I mean, that's 2 good FBS programs. Cowboys averaging 28 points a game coming in, averaging 240 yards a game through the air and 180 yards on the ground. And the Lumberjacks kept them bottled up. Here's a reverse. Pitch it, coming around right in, getting to the edge. Speed down the sideline. Jacks will manage to make the play, but not before a gain of 25 yards to midfield on a little reverse. As they get that to Cam Senegal, 5'9" junior from Zachary, Louisiana, and he can flat go too.
Yeah, when he got to the sideline, there was nobody going to catch him unless they took a great angle.
25 on that one, so they boost their rushing yardage there tonight. You can see the total yards tonight for the Cowboys, just 236 yards prior to that one. Lumberjacks trying to keep them below 300. Mike Moots and his defense have done a phenomenal job. Play action, pressure. Strong trying to get away. Rolls right, looks down near the sideline, thrown and incomplete. And again, good coverage down there for the Lumberjacks. Cam Reddick there for the Jacks. Second down and 10. Clock stops momentarily here with 5:57 to play in this one. Strong, straight quarterback run, coming left, and he's going to go down for a loss. Back at the Cowboy 49-yard line.
Yeah, perfectly played by Kai Thomas. He plays his man, keeps his outside shoulder free, exactly how you teach it, and then he's able to hook him and take him down.
Kai Thomas with, well, it won't be a tackle for a loss. It's no gain there at the line of scrimmage. Third down and 10, empty backfield. Quick hook outside, caught. Downfield for a first down inside the SFA 40 to the 38-yard line. Goes the tailback out of the backfield. Jalen Thompson with the catch and run. 12 on that one for McNeese. And it'll be first and 10 as McNeese at the Lumberjack 38-yard line. Cowboys substitute. Lumberjacks defensively, they substitute. And I think that I was just watching their secondary over there. You could see them waving. I think they were just trying to make sure they were all on the same page. First and 10. Strong looks right. Pumps it, pulls it down, now rolls out. Has a man up the sideline, off his hands, incomplete. As again, trying to go to his backup tight end, Tyrone Hayes, a senior out of New Orleans. Had a big catch earlier tonight. That one off his hands, incomplete. Under 5 minutes to go. Cowboys at home next week against Southeastern Louisiana. Just their second home game of the season. Jacks completing this 3-game homestand. 4:52 away from winning 3 straight. All at home. Here's a quick out, caught, and pushed out of bounds again. It's the tight end once again, Logan Malden, who's had a big night. Came in here with 7 catches for 170 yards. But he has been the one guy that has been open underneath for them. And has exhibited, I mean, if it's close to him, he's going to catch it.
Yeah, and he's shown the ability to get some yards after the catch. He's a really athletic guy out in space.
Sets up 3rd and 1 now for McNeese as they spread things out. Jacks walking in the gaps. Instead, pressure and hit right in the teeth is Jake Strong. Wow. As the end comes unblocked up top. Somebody just let him go, and that's Turner who gets in there, and wow, look at that hit. A clean hit there, and I'd like to see the start of that again. You'll see him top of your screen. That's Malden, the tight end. He just comes flying around him. I think Malden was supposed to check on the end. He didn't, and Jake Strong pays the price. 5th sack given up tonight. 4th and 7. Wow, Strong, I think, really lucky, because that one could have hurt a lot worse.
It did. It just isn't showing.
Here he is again. Pressure, dumps it underneath, caught in the secondary, and an open field tackle by Olafipo perhaps saves a touchdown, as the Cowboys' Trevante Sinnison with the catch and run. 1st and 10, keeps the drive alive for McNeese. Empty backfield now. Strong again. Nowhere to go. Hit and will go down. Potts rather.
And that, I mean, that looked like Potts almost reached out and just pushed him over with one hand, which is understandable because Potts is a very strong, big guy.
Loss of about 6 on that. 6th sack of the night for the Lumberjacks. Second down now, 16. Strong looks things over, gets the snap, looks to his left, comes off of it, back to his right. Trying to dump it out to his back out of the backfield, and that one's broken up. Incomplete. Third down now for McNeese. 2:34 to go.
Yeah, and Malachi Williams was there ready to make a big tackle or even an interception, so it's kind of a lucky thing for McNeese State, really, that ball fell incomplete.
Thompson in the backfield here was strong on third down and about 15, 16 yards. You feel like the Cowboys, they can't get it. They got to get a big chunk of this to give themselves a chance. They're starting to run out of time now. 2:34 to go. Strong four-man rush. Lumberjacks. Strong steps, throws to the post, caught, hit, touchdown McNeese. There's Malden again, the tight end. Just runs it to the post as the tight end goes right up the seam. And man, good pass there by Jake Strong. And he had taken some shots, but he delivers that time for the McNeese Cowboys. And
just a tough guy to take as many sacks as he has tonight, to stand in there one more time, step up in there and make that throw, show some real grit.
Look at this hit here. Boom. Pinballing around as Reddick hit him first, and Malden bounces off those two defenders and into the end zone. So the Cowboys down but not out yet, get the touchdown they desperately needed here with 2:27 left as they cut the lead back to 10. 27-17. Timeout on the field. Back for the final 2:27 after this. More coming your way on ESPN Plus. If you got penalty flags fly, we'll sort it all out. Well, we'll sort it all out and tell you what happened when we come back after this on ESPN Plus. So going into the break, penalty flags
after the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 19, Stephen F. Austin, his first. That foul was enforced on the kickoff.
The Cowboys will be kicking from the 50. They attempted an onside kick earlier in the half. And they'll do so once again. This time the Jacks lining up, expecting it. McNeese will pooch it down there. High bounce. Jacks go up, field it cleanly. That's Kylan Harris on the hands team. Going up, making the grab, pulling it down. So the Lumberjacks now 2:27 away. McNeese with 3 timeouts remaining. So if you're SFA, you need a timeout. Or you need, rather, a first down to run this thing out.
Yeah, and there's also the 2-minute timeout as well. So McNeese has a chance here to get this ball back with plenty of time to cut this thing 3. If you're Stephen F. Austin, like you say, you got to find a way to get a first down. Wembley has not had any relief tonight. He's going to have to come through for them one more drive.
2:27 to go, needing a first down to kind of put this one on ice. They lead by 10, 27-17. Everybody in tight. Here is Wembley. Picking his way, finds a little crease, shakes a man, 45, midfield, Jarrell Wembley. McNeese trying to get him down, and Wembley goes down inbounds inside the Cowboy 45-yard line. Everybody knew it was coming. Wembley still with almost 20 yards on the kick.
That's just an incredible effort. You can tell how tired he is. He's been playing all night, no relief, and it's just unbelievable, the effort.
And then to cap it off, stays inbounds. So
this is the 2-minute timeout.
Gets them to the 2-minute timeout. We'll take it as well. 2 minutes to play, 27-17. Jacks 2 minutes away from picking up their 3rd straight win. Back to the final 2 minutes on ESPN Plus. 2 minutes to play in this one tonight in Nacogdoches, where the homestanding Lumberjacks of Stephen F. Austin getting a huge night for Jarrell Wembley. 28 carries, 128 yards, back-to-back, 100-plus rushing yard games for Wembley, the junior from Houston C.E. King High School. As Wembley in the Jacks 2 minutes away from finishing this one off. Jarrell around right tackle. Down the sideline, Wembley is going to take this one to the house. Wembley into the end zone, and the Lumberjacks have just finished this one out with 1:51 to play. And Wembley with an exclamation mark to his night.
And how he still has the energy to bust a run for a touchdown like that is beyond me, because he has had more than enough carries tonight to be worn out, but he is still going and he's still scoring.
And you can see him there, Wembley. Yeah, if he's not the player of the game tonight, nobody is. So Wembley He puts them on his back and his legs, and Wembley leads the Lumberjacks to their first conference opening win here of the season, as they are an extra point away from going up 17 now with 1:51 left. As that kick is up and good. 17-point lead, SFA 34-17. Trying to run out the clock. Wembley gets around right tackle and takes one to the house to finish off his night. His first rushing touchdown of the night. His third of the season. And big night, approaching 200 now. That jumps that yards per carry average up to 5.9 for the night. He came in averaging 7.4, so it'll go down a little bit. But still, Wembley's going to be averaging close to 7 yards a carry for the year. And now, really, you would think he's become the bell cow in this SFA offensive backfield now with the injuries. And he's become a very important part of this SFA football team.
Absolutely. I mean, even when Anthony Williams Jr., Jalen Jenkins, Richard Reese, all these other running backs come back, maybe he'll get a little bit of a break. He won't be so tired at the end of these games. But even when they come back, it's hard to see any of those guys having quite the night that Wembley just had.
The Lumberjacks, again, trying to get things started on the right foot here against the Cowboys. Lead 34-17 with 1:51 left. And SFA, who had a 10-point lead a year ago in Lake Charles in the conference opener, saw the Cowboys score 14 points late in that one and come back and win that one 28-24 to extend their winning streak in this series to 3 straight. Jack's trying to snap that here tonight and end a 3-game win streak in this stadium for McNeese. The last time they lost here in Nacogdoches back in 2011. Cowboys won 3 straight here at Homer Bryce. SFA will go on the road next week against Incarnate Word in San Antonio. And then have a week off. Cowboys return home. They'll be in the pit next Saturday evening as they host the Lions of Southeastern Louisiana. And if you're Matt Viator right now, I mean, yesterday we talked briefly, next 5 here for the Cowboys. They got Southeastern and then probably for them a much needed week off. And then Houston Christian at home, the one road trip in their next 5 weeks to Thibodaux. And then they get the Demons of Northwestern State at home on November 1st. So a chance you can get home, kind of right the ship, take care of the home turf, and kind of get things going the right way. But Viator said yesterday that his Cowboys, they just need to play consistently, and they've shown signs. Man, they were tough defensively in the first half, but then gave up some big plays here in the second half. You see the next slate for the Lumberjacks at Incarnate Word a week from tonight, then off on October 11th, at home Nichols on October 18th, and in Commerce against the Lions of East Texas A&M.
And they've got the pieces. Their defensive line in the first half looked incredible. If they can build on that, they're going to have a great season.
Cowboys, the return from a yard deep, and that one goes nowheres. The Lumberjacks make a huge special teams play downfield at the 10-yard line. And the Cowboys pinned deep now, trying to perhaps break one big in special teams, but instead, a great open field stop right there at the 10-yard line. And it's downfield that time to cover that one for the Lumberjacks. I believe it was Chance Sauter, sophomore out of Flower Mound, Marcus. 1st and 10. McNeese coming out at their own 10-yard line, trailing now 34-17. Turn, give it to the tailback. Nowhere to go. Jacks again coming straight downhill. That was Tim Muhammad from his defensive end spot. He made the first contact to slow him down. Gain of about a half yard. Clock continues to run. And now the Cowboys, I think Viator said, we'll run one, but we're not going to be in a big hurry. There are no 17-point plays here.
Nah, they don't make them.
Here's another run up the middle for Ham. Breaks tackle, stays on his feet. Out to about the 19-yard line before the Lumberjacks finish him off. Colby Ham. Gets it to within a yard. 3rd down and a yard. Under a minute to play now. And Willie Nelson starts to serenade what's left of the Parents' Day crowd as they get ready to turn out the lights here at Homer Bryce Stadium. They got about 40 more seconds to do it. Cowboys again not in any huge hurry. Will run it again. Ham, 1st down yardage, pushes the pile forward out beyond the 25 to the 26-yard line, and they'll stop things to move the chain before they rewind it. I would assume McNeese will run one more play.
I don't think they have to.
I don't know if they don't have to, but we'll see if they.
Well, Coach Carthel is at the 50, so if they do, he's going to be the one tackling.
So that'll do it. He and Matt Viator will shake hands. Lumberjacks go to 1-0 in conference play. They go to 3-2 on the season. Cowboys fall to 1-4 on the year. They've dropped 4 straight and start conference play at 0-1. It's the Lumberjacks win this one tonight. So for Hunter Taylor, I'm Rob Myers saying so long from Nacogdoches with a final score. Stephen F. Austin 34, McNeese 17. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.